bada bing.
You think it's too loud? Should I turn it down some?
Yeah, I would turn it down a little bit. Just that's cool.
Did you ever get to respond to Lars that day?
No, I hit the like.
Oh, please don't wake up. Please don't wake up. Please don't wake up. There he go. It always happens. As soon as we got it on.
That's mom.
Daddy's voice. Daddy look like you in the thumbnail.
Okay. Be careful. All right.
Let me just seeing if anybody else will come on before we start the article at all. Just no point of reading it to nobody.
Well, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I
Hey
don't know.
Harold.
I don't get
I mean, I know I'm saying so you don't have to completely
who's
go
that?
back.
That's Harold. What's
Yeah,
up,
Harold.
Harold?
So you want to like
Peace,
all
love,
the
and
way go back.
blessings. All that good stuff.
Yeah. Listen, like everybody, more than likely gets it from YouTube as a trip. Yeah. It seems like everybody usually gets it around the same time.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay.
YouTube is a trip. What happened to you on YouTube? With you? I mean, I know your trip. But
I already put it on the next one, so as soon as we
no,
go to the next one, no.
he will get started in a minute.
Yeah,
He's
we're gonna
pulling
get
up.
ready to start. Um,
He
as you
said,
all know, link is in the chat, top of the chat. Welcome.
he said I was live streaming two videos one day. They gave me a copyright strike, so now
Ooh,
I can't live stream for three.
what? Really?
Wow.
Jeez.
YouTube should change that policy because a person shouldn't have to wait 3 months just to live stream.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
You got two live stream. You got
Ho-
two copy
So
strikes.
so why they do it? Because you did what?
They said he was just live streaming
And they gave you a copy strike?
two video. Oh, he was live streaming two videos,
Oh,
and they gave him a copyright strike. Wow, that's crazy.
mm.
Yeah, they tripping.
Yeah. I mean, this is why we do these.
Oh, I was live streaming this movie called Bleach, and apparently they gave me a copyright strike for. Yeah, we almost got one for some music playing in our background one day. The
Yeah.
little
Well,
well, they told us to remove it or.
a lot of these big tech companies are really clamping down, man. So you have to be very careful what you do.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's not just YouTube, Google,
Yeah, that's all we're talking about. Google
Facebook,
too. Yeah.
you name it. Like, I mean, they're really starting to get very what's the word I'm looking for?
Strict.
Yes, there you go. Very strict.
Annoyingly strict.
So you have to be careful with what you do. The rules are always changing. So please,
Oh wow.
you know,
Use caution, I guess.
yes, use caution. You have to. I mean, and I always say it. We're turning into what we always despised. We always
Right.
looked at all these China and all of these different countries as communist communist countries, but as these laws are being passed, as these different platforms are um, clamping down on restrictions, I mean, we're essentially turning into the same thing that we mocked over the years as far as we just despised. We're
Yeah.
turning into that right now as we speak. So it's a shame. But again, these companies only do what we allow. If we allow these companies, if we allow, I mean, and it's just bigger than these companies. Um, I mean, the
YouTube is owned
banks,
by Google now. Yeah.
yeah,
That's why all this craziness going
right.
on. He said he did remove the two videos. He sent in an email. So hopefully he can start streaming again.
Yeah, you should be fine. You should be able to start back streaming. Um, that's something like that happened to somebody else, and they had to get lawyers involved and stuff, man. And he was able to stream again, but yeah, that's the way this thing goes
I
now.
thought they give you a warning before they give you a strike
No,
though.
sir. No. But again, this is why pay attention to this article and things of that nature because Google, okay, Google owns YouTube, YouTube, right? Okay, Google is now doing business with China. Coincidence, right?
I think it's dumb as hell. It is.
Yeah, it is. But again, I don't believe in coincidences, so what can I tell you? Welcome to the new world, land of the free. That's what they say, right?
It definitely is the land of the free.
No, it's not.
It is. What you mean?
But
We free
anyway, we're
over
gonna
here.
get into this. We're gonna get into this
Yeah.
um, article right here. I'm TV. This is Unicorn D, and this is What Do You Believe TV. All right. So the title of this article is Google engineers and scientists flee the company as evil takes over. All right. Now, Google has become so unethical that even some of its own employees want nothing to do with it anymore. In the latest example of the company driving away valued workers, senior research scientist Jack Paulson has quit his job in protest of the company's plan to launch, check this out, a censored version of Google's search engine in China. So it's no surprise to me that what we're seeing as far as um, the strict restrictions, excuse me, that are being sanctioned upon people. All right, last month, news emerged that Google was secretly working on a Chinese search app code named Dragonfly for devices running Android. It removes any content that the Chinese government doesn't want its people to see. We're doing the same thing. Google, and I, in one of my previous videos, I already showed the difference in the search engines between Google, DuckDuckGo, and Bing. A huge difference. Google is already censoring you as far as what you can search for. Um, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me read that. It removes any content that the Chinese government doesn't want its people to see, such as the pertaining to free speech, human rights, democracy, and political dissidents. Excuse me. It will also see queries that have been deemed sensitive, blacklisted entirely, meaning that no results whatsoever will turn up if people type in certain terms or phrases. I already exposed that in the previous video. As part of the company's research and machine intelligence department, Paulson was tasked with improving their search system's accuracy. He raised his concerns with his managers, but ultimately decided that he couldn't work for them anymore on in good conscience. Excuse me. For those who don't know what conscience is, that is like a voice inside of you that's just telling you that it's just going against what you believe in. Okay. Um, so he resigned at the end of last month, and he told The Intercept that at least four others had done the same. He said that the plan was a violation of Google's principles, stating that they would not design technologies whose purpose contravenes widely accepted principles in the international law of human rights. So that just goes to show they do whatever they want. They make the rules, they break them. When you get to a certain point, um, as far as being a big company like Google, you do what you want, and nobody's gonna say anything. Not only was the censorship itself concerning, but he also had reservations about the. Yes, not right now. Hold on. But he also had reservations about the fact that customer data would be hosted on the Chinese mainland, where the country's security agencies would have access to it. Hmm. Given what we know about what the Chinese government does to journalists and political activists it wants to silence, he's right to be concerned about it. They make you disappear forever. Polson told his bosses in his resignation letter, I view our intent to cap, excuse me, capitulate, capitulate too late. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue
Capital,
tied.
capital.
To censorship the and surveillance demands in exchange for access to the Chinese market as a forfeiture of our values and governmental negotiating position across the globe. There is an all too real possibility that other nations will attempt to leverage our actions in China in order to demand our compliance with our security demands. I agree with that. Once you compromise yourself, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't they?
Harold
Which
said they shouldn't be
that
like that.
makes me feel like China already has something on them.
Mhm.
Okay,
Blackmailing.
right, exactly. More than 1,000 employees concerned about company's ethics, and it should be. Polson is hardly alone in his concerns. When the news of Dragonfly made its way throughout Google, there was a lot of protest within the company, with more than 1,400 employees signing a letter demanding the appointment of an ombudsman. 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 I know what that is, but um, that is somebody who is brought in to do an investigation against the goodness, what's the word I want to see? Against the corporate side, to make sure that everything they're doing is ethical. Um, anyway, to assess the censorship plan, urgent moral and ethical issues. They say they have a right to know what they're working on, and they do. In other words, if Google is going to be carrying out unethical acts, they want no part of it. Some of those who led the letter effort were also behind protests of the firm's work with the American military to build AI systems that could identify objects like vehicles and drone footage. Those protests ultimately resulted in Google letting its military contract expire. Google's response to the Dragonfly letter, they cut off employees. Okay, so you let your military contract expire, but when it came to China in the Dragonfly letter, you cut off employees access to documents about the Chinese search engine and tighten rules so that employees working remotely can no longer live stream meetings on personal computers after a leak last month. Earlier this month, the company CEO, Sundar Pichai, Pichai,
Pikachu. So no, this is fun.
refused to show up for the Senate Intelligence Committee hearing, during which he would have faced questions about about the Chinese censorship. In addition, Google has ignored countless journalists' questions about the plan. Of course, this has not come as much of a surprise from a company that has been a bit China like itself. I just said that. Exerting its power to censor search results and YouTube videos when the topic at hand doesn't serve its political agenda.
Mhm.
As this behavior continues and employees grow increasingly wary of where the line will be drawn, there could well end up being a mass exodus. So again, I believe that China has some type of dirt on Google, and not only that, it's about the money. It's always about the money. At the end of the day, it's always about the money, and we know that what what does China have? They have an abundance of money,
Mhm.
and we would like to tap into the those resources that they have, financial resources. Um, Let me see. Da, 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 da. So it's interesting to see that Google has really compromised itself like that, and you have
Google.
um, your
Sorry.
employees questioning, protesting, and wanting nothing to do with what you're doing with China. But yet, what you do is you silence your employees, you restrict the live streams from meetings. You don't want anybody to know about what you're doing. And I always say, if that's the case, then 9 times out of 10, that means you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. Okay. So I'm also gonna go and I'm gonna pull up um, another link, and I'm gonna post it in the chat as well. Give me 1 second, please.
Harold said they shouldn't be like that. If they did all that, I don't blame them for quieting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but it's going like this is what America's turning into. We're turning into that.
Mm.
I don't know. Even when I went outside today, even when I went out to work, it just was an eerie type of
Oh,
feeling.
he said quitting. Okay.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, and the sad thing about it is Google is not gonna care one bit. They're not gonna care. You know.
Yes.
Um,
He said there's people out there who play music on live stream and they get away with it.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. You know what? What I've noticed though, it's the bigger YouTubers that get
Right.
away with playing like clearly someone else's music, like Beyonce or
Right.
something like that.
Well, you know why that is.
Sometimes no, sometimes they cut it up and sometimes they don't.
Right. But again, money. We just talked about that. It's about the
Yeah,
money. When you have bigger YouTubers, what are they doing for YouTube? What are they doing for Google?
yeah, they are
They're
doing.
making you
Yeah,
money. So again,
but I think well, we're this music isn't that risky because it's like it's
right,
just frequencies or
right,
whatever.
right,
So they don't know where how to source that. I guess I don't know.
right. But it's about money. So meaning, the more subscribers you have, the more uh, money that you bring them. Yes, they're gonna bend the rules a little bit, and they're gonna look the other
A
way.
little bit, a little. That's a little crazy because with that, yeah, I get what you're saying
They're gonna
though.
look the other way.
But it's like I mean they're huge, they're bigger, so of course everyone's gonna see it and be like, "What is
Hmm.
going on?" It's
Exactly.
unfair. It is unfair.
It's
It's
very
crazy.
unfair.
So you looking extra hard at the smaller people just to keep them down. Like I feel like that's what YouTube is doing right now because
That's what it's doing.
making it extra hard for the smaller YouTubers.
That's exactly what they're doing. This is why I like bringing up this type of content because for all of us who are
Mm-hmm.
aspiring to,
Expiring. I
yeah,
hope we're not
no, not
expiring.
expiring, aspiring. Excuse me.
Sheesh.
Um, we're trying to get to a certain point, and what they're doing is
Mm,
constantly making it harder and harder. So they're constantly trying to knock us down so that we don't get to that point.
yeah.
They
So
want
they ain't
they
got to pay us.
exactly, exactly.
Have us do all this stuff, but don't pay us.
Hmm.
Keep their
Um.
platform alive, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, people. All right, now let me let me post the other link to the other article. Excuse me. I am just off. I'm not. I'm kind of off my game a little bit right now. I do apologize,
Yeah,
people.
you are. You've been off
I
all
know.
day.
I've been off.
Psychos.
There is the link to the new article. And I'm getting ready to get into that article right now. Now, the next article is China infiltrated Apple and Amazon. They're all connected. We're all talking
Yep.
about the
Yeah, he
big
just. Yep.
techs.
He just posted something about
Okay,
all them up
we
there.
just
So
talked about Google. Now we talking about Apple and Amazon. Okay,
another big squad.
and the big four tech companies is what? Apple, Amazon, Google, YouTube. YouTube and Google's connected, and then now Apple and Amazon.
Yep, that
What's the
is
one that's
true.
all
That
China?
is true.
China. Okay. Now, China infiltrated Apple and Amazon with a tiny chip, surreptitiously installed on server motherboards. A new report published by a new report, excuse me, A new report published by Bloomberg Business Week reveals how communist China, well, we need to start saying communist USA, um, has been secretly embedding microchips into American technology. I'm not even surprised about this stuff. As part of a massive effort to thwart elections and engage in other forms of malicious cyber warfare. Now, I want to say this. This is what I think this World War III is going to really be more of cyber warfare. I don't necessarily think that it would be um, a
Physical.
physical, all out, you know, tanks and all of these different things um, type of warfare. I feel like it would be more behind the scenes, more uh, kind of covert cyber warfare. Um, Now, as relayed Bloomberg Business Week, the report comes after a multi-year investigation into China's infiltration of United States infrastructure, both corporate and governmental. According to the evidence, China has been installing tiny computer chips no larger than a grain of rice
Mm.
into everything from magnetic resonance imaging, which is MRI, we all know what that is, machines, to military drones to computer motherboards. So they pretty much covered the board, giving the Red Party unimpeded access to all sorts of American electronics. The release of this eye opening report came about a week after President Donald Trump stood up at a meeting of the United Nations Security Council and accused China of tampering with U.S. elections, along with Russia. Just a few hours after the report was released, roughly 1 week later, Vice President Mike Pence gave a speech at the Hudson Institute in Washington, where he was expected to string together a narrative of Chinese aggression, including several specific examples of China's aggressive moves against United I mean, against American warships. We all know about that as well. Of predatory behavior against their neighbors, and of a sophisticated influence campaign to tilt the midterms and 2020 elections against President Trump. Another point of contention is China's manipulation of its capital market and debt leveraging strategies, both of which are used as weapons of control by China to force foreign governments to do their bidding. And that's why I feel like they have something on these companies, okay? And you know, as well, it doesn't hurt that China has the money to pay these guys a very nice fee for their service as well. Money talks. All right, it speaks very loud. Um, let's see. Amazon reportedly tipped off U.S. intelligence about communist Chinese subversion of American technology. It's a far reaching narrative of communist Chinese subversion that, at its pinnacle, seems to center around China's use of tiny microchip invasion into American technology and, perhaps most critically, servers utilized by both the military and intelligence communities for national security purposes. Exactly why I feel like they have something on these people. And I feel like, well, we all know from as the stories come out with all of these companies, these big techs, okay, they're all doing underhanded deeds, okay? That's why China can get aggressive on these people and have them do what they want. Um, let's see. And it was none other than online retail monolith, Amazon, that after discovering the anomalous chips on server motherboards, reportedly tipped off, reportedly tipped off American intelligence to this technological invasion by China, as did Apple, which was also privy to China's um, machine machinations. Excuse me. Nested on servers' motherboards, the testers found a tiny microchip, not much bigger than a grain of rice, that wasn't part of the board's original design, reports indicate. During the ensuing top secret probe, which remains open more than 3 years later, wow, investigators determined that the chips allowed the attackers to create a stealth doorway into any network that included the altered machines. Multiple people familiar with the matter say investigators found that the chips had been inserted at factories run by manufacturing subcontractors in China. It was this revelation that directly contributed to shifting the narrative away from Russia collusion and instead towards China, which the Trump administration says it is the most serious threat to national security. I agree. It's already been compromised. What the Russians are doing pales in comparison to what China is doing across this country, are the words that the New York Times reiterated would be spoken by VP Pence during his Hudson Institute speech on the matter. Silicon Valley startup known as Elemental paved the way for communist Chinese infiltration in US government computers, reports Bloomberg. At the root of the problem is a technology company known as Elemental that back in 2006 got its start developing advanced graphic chips for video streaming purposes. Wow. And then now streaming, everybody's using streaming pretty much now. I mean, I know I do.
Mm-hmm. Harold said,
I know I do.
Harold said, shoot the motherboard and call it a day. Just
Right.
rest, just reset everything.
Exactly. Elemental teamed up with the CIA. See, here we go. Everybody's got their hand in it, is all connected. With the CIA and other American spy agencies to develop servers that these entities could use for military missions. Elemental reportedly teamed up with another company known as Supermicro, and I've heard of them, that is tasked
Super
with
Michael.
manufacturing advanced motherboards for special purpose computers that would be used by the government. And it was here, according to reports, where China found its backdoor into American technology.
Mm.
A sizable portion of its engineers were native Mandarin speakers, explains Zero Hedge about Supermicro's workforce. Zero Hedge is a good site as well.
He said that don't sound right.
Yeah, the microchips were inserted at Chinese factories that supplied Supermicro, one of the world's biggest sellers of server motherboards. Exactly. I know about them from the stock market. It sounds rather simple, but apparently it's not that easy to do, especially when the government is involved. Infiltrating computer hardware in this manner, especially at the nation state level, is akin to a unicorn jumping over a rainbow,
What that supposed to mean? What,
according to an anonymous source
what they
that
try to
spoke
say?
to Bloomberg Business Weekend. It is what it is. That's what he
Unicorns
said.
are real, okay?
Well, obviously he doesn't think so.
Things like that really does happen. You
At the
tripping.
same time, China does currently maintain a global monopoly, which is true, over the manufacturing of microchips. Roughly 75% of all mobile phones and 90% of all personal computers are made there, illustrating how China already infiltrated the world of technology long ago. Now, I will say this, I do believe that because of situations like this, being though that's a national security,
If I was really a
um,
good hacker, Google would be in
um,
trouble.
I do believe this is why, reasons like this is why Trump wants to bring back companies back to America and stop having all of our companies, you know,
Outsourced, yeah.
outsourced. Okay. As far as the tiny microchips are concerned, China's ultimate goal, according to reports, was to gain long-term access to sensitive government secrets. And who knows what they have? I mean, I'm sure they got a
Right.
wealth of information before we caught on to what they were doing. Everyday consumers appear to not have been targets. Right. Though what's currently known about the situation isn't exhaustively conclusive. Expect to hear a lot less about Russia and a lot more about China, which we do, as the deep state's interference myopic focus on the former shifts to the latter. Zero Hedges analysis of the invasion concludes. We imagine we'll be hearing more about the breach from senior U.S. officials, including both the vice president and the president himself, in the very near future. So there you have it. I
Who
mean,
wrote this article? They're going to see me
I'm
and see.
sorry. I normally do. I do apologize. The article is written by Ethan Huff. I do apologize. I
I'm
normally
about to go
shout out
find him.
who
I'm about to
writes
go.
the articles.
Hey, I'm about to go find him.
I mean, he's speaking the truth. I mean,
Oh, what? Just as good. Just as whatever.
well, about the unicorn.
Unicorns are real.
Okay, you
Okay.
talking about that? I mean, but yeah. So, um, like I say,
He could have used a
I
different.
don't, I don't agree with everything Trump does. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you, but certain things do make sense. I believe that we need our businesses back. Um, it has hurt our economy. that everything is now outsourced. We need to create these jobs again for our people in the United States. I mean, we already have so much going on. I mean, it's ridiculous how all of these different things are going on. And let me see. I'm sorry. Said that was all nonsense.
They said they need to fire that guy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's what's going on, Harold. Um, I mean, the fact of the matter is that we've been compromised.
Hmm.
What else is new? But again, wouldn't you be concerned that Google is dealing with China? Wouldn't you be concerned that they probably have something on Amazon and what was the other company? And
Amazon,
and
Google, YouTube.
Amazon and no, not
Yeah,
Google. We
ooh.
already know Google. No, Google's working on a server,
Yeah,
Dragonfly.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but the other companies were Amazon
How we
and
forget the main four?
gosh, I forgot that quick.
Right.
No, you know I'm a little off on my game right now. Amazon and
Apple,
Apple.
Apple. Oh,
I
I said it
don't
first.
know
I said it
how I
first.
forgot
I said it first.
as I hold the
You
iPad in
owe
my
me
hand.
something. You owe me.
Terrible.
You owe me something because I said it
But
first. Put him in a clown outfit and send him on his way.
I'm not surprised by any of this. Not at all. I'm not surprised. I mean, United States is corrupt. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just as corrupt as anybody else. I mean, it's just not as obvious. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Sent one said I'm concerned with that, along with Facebook, Google, and YouTube. I
yes,
searched working with the Chinese gap. Yeah.
yes, I agree. Because who knows what? But see, this is what I'm saying. I believe they already had something on
Mhm.
these companies. This is why they're working with them. And also, let's be honest. Financially, financially, hey, China has the money.
They all suck.
China has the money. But I'm
But
still
why do we outsource everything to China though?
I
I did.
um it,
Money is God to higher ups. Yeah.
exactly. And I saw a speech where I know Donald Trump was commending China, saying that China was actually don't quote me, but like more stand up than some of the Democrats or whatever. I think
Of
that's what he
course
was
he
saying.
going.
But um
He
yeah,
gave him
it's interesting.
Chinese a lot of money.
So
He
I'm
said training.
wondering. I'm wondering if again, we know it's about the money. We know that's one of the key factors.
You me prayer.
Yeah, you can.
Awesome.
We know it's about the money. Um, and I don't want to say the United States of Trump is scared of China,
Uh,
but you have
that's
to
what it
be.
sound like.
You have to be aware of any type of moves that they're making because they are a threat. Let's face it. China and Russia are a threat to the United States. So you always keep your enemies close, but I don't know about that close. Um, I mean, you're practically in bed with the enemy. So
People used to say that. I used to be like, why would they do that? But I didn't know there was like a real.
of course,
Even though in real life they do, but
keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That's what they
mainstream
say.
makes it appear that Trump is afraid. Mm.
Huh?
Someone said mainstream media makes it appear that Trump is afraid.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting
Yeah, he
that.
seems a bit hesitant. I
So
don't
I'm
know.
wondering. I guess another way I kind of look at it, like, okay, I guess these guys are just spying on each other, and okay, Trump admitted, okay, hey, look, you got me, but I'm gonna expose you, saying that you did it.
Hmm.
But okay, if you're saying that he did it, but yet you still go back and you want to do business with China, um, I mean, it kind of makes him look bad. I'm just saying, just from my opinion,
Hmm.
um, I don't pay any attention to mainstream
Yeah, we don't
at
watch.
all. I don't watch any mainstream news at all.
Mm-hmm.
People have to tell me about something that happened in the mainstream news because I never pay attention to it.
I'm not saying that it wasn't, but you can really trust you can really trust main. Oh, I see a Matt can't
Right, right.
trust mainstream anymore,
Hmm.
along with Google and social media.
Of course, because remember, sent one, and let me just say, I'm sorry I didn't get to say hi to you. Peace, love, and blessing is always sent one. But remember the article that I posted a couple days ago, which showed the search engines. Um, so it's okay. Same to you. Appreciate you sent one. Um, so we definitely know we can't trust Google and all of these companies because if as Google goes, we know that YouTube goes. Okay, we already know that they blamed it on Google's
Okay.
employees. I don't believe that. I believe that the order was sent down for them to do it. I don't believe that the employees just took it upon themselves to take away companies' AdSense and things of that nature. I don't believe that. But that's what the report said. But we know how it goes.
You
A
post
lot
that
of
on purpose?
employees. Which employees are we talking about? Hey, that's a good question. I mean, it just said employees. It didn't say who, you know, but it just said employees. So I don't know. You said what you say? Hang you up, baby.
I don't know. I don't think I said it. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So again, you can't trust any of these companies. You definitely can't trust Amazon. You can't trust Amazon. I've had a few packages that were supposed to be delivered and
Mm-hmm.
never saw them. And again, like how do you deal with a company that delivers your packages and you can't even contact them? Like your customer service can't
Mm-hmm.
contact your drivers that deliver your packages.
Right.
I've never heard of that. Like
That's
you'll
layoff.
never hear that if you deal with uh,
UPS.
uh, either UPS, FedEx. I mean, you name it. All of these other companies, they have access to get a hold of their drivers. So I never heard of that. I mean, to me, I just didn't understand that. Um, but again, Amazon knows something that I don't know clearly because they are very successful in dominating the market. So
Mm-hmm.
what can I say other than it is what it is, as we put it.
And customer complaints is in India and barely speaks English. Right.
And that was my problem. That was my problem because we had when I was trying to talk to customer service, clearly it was a language barrier. They didn't understand what I was trying to tell them, um, and at the end of the day, they got frustrated and hung up on me. So I mean, what can you say? I just felt like, man, if this is how you all, and let me just say this too. It don't like I talked to multiple customer service reps, right? Not only were they all foreign, nothing against that, but you have to know how to communicate, okay? Number one. And two, it felt like they all read from a teleprompter. They all had the same responses. And I
Uh-huh.
said, man, can I get somebody who's at least going to not read from a script?
He said you should have said you want a happy ending with that. And then Harold said I would have called her that
No, I did call them back. I did. And I talked to multiple people. Um,
with multiple languages.
no, I mean, they spoke English. They just didn't understand. I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, no, Joe.
I mean, they didn't speak English bad, but they just didn't understand what I was trying to say. Like, you know,
Yeah, they be like,
It just
huh?
didn't make sense.
It's like you gotta keep repeating yourself and
Right,
then simplify it like 40
right.
times.
And they all had the
It's
same
like, how
response.
dumb do you want me to dumb this down to you?
No matter how many questions or how many different ways I asked the question, the response was the same. And it was just crazy. I sit there like, yo, this is you, Amazon. This is your customer service.
Yeah.
I told one of the reps, I said, I could do better customer service than you. I mean, they didn't know how to do anything.
You said that reminds me of those scammers that call you at times. Right. Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how
But
you have to
actually,
talk to them like kids.
yep.
Right.
But the sad thing about it is, I think some of the scammers could do a better job than
Because,
talking to some of their
right.
customer reps.
Right.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, it's just terrible. But again, why would they care when they're making billions and billions of dollars?
Right.
You know, they don't care. Again, the poor, the people, they're expendable, so they don't care. You know, yeah, it's crazy. Um, hey Tammy,
Hey, Tammy. I was just thinking about you yesterday and today,
hope
actually.
all is well.
Yeah. How are you guys?
You know, we were just Tammy, we were just talking about the connection um with China in Google, YouTube, Apple, and Amazon. You
Right.
know, and like we said, we felt like China had something on them, knows some of their dirty secrets.
Uh,
Um, so I'm glad I caught you guys. Yes, Tammy, we're always glad to have you here.
yeah.
We're always thinking about you.
Someone
So,
also said, well, you have to remember
mhm.
that most Americans born English speakers only have a fifth grade reading. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
That's why they take English as a second language or something like that, right?
Okay. But they also get paid more if they can speak
Oh,
English
yeah.
too. So it's kind of like and the only reason I know that because I used to talk to
Yeah,
a
of course you would
gentleman.
know that.
Um,
Of course you would know that. You speak two languages, don't you?
no, I do
Or
not.
three? You speak three?
No, I do
Could
not.
you four?
I wish I
Was
did.
it four?
I'm not gonna lie. I wish I did. I can understand like Spanish. I just can't speak it. Some, some, but I can't speak it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they all connected,
Mhm.
and China has something on these companies. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I mean, because like Trump, after bringing this up, after stating that you all have the United States has been compromised, and China has put these tiny microchips in all of these electronics.
Right.
Okay, yet you still want to do business with them. Okay,
Yeah. There's some stuff going
interesting,
on. Some stuff going on
interesting. And let me
behind the
say this,
scenes.
right? I was out riding today.
Oh
I
yeah.
saw police everywhere. I saw state troopers everywhere. I said,
Maybe they was trying to catch somebody though, cause I ain't seen when I went out there.
really?
Oh, where was you talking about? They was at?
I was on the beltway.
Oh
Hold
yeah,
on,
I ain't do a lot of
hold on though.
work
Listen,
today.
I was on the beltway around Andrews Air Force Base. Okay, all
Mm.
over in that area. Um,
When was in America jeopardized? Yeah.
and it was just it's just state troopers everywhere, and all how the little gaps in between the barriers where
Mhm.
where they sit, they were in each one, and I said, I've never seen this. So maybe I could be just looking too far into it.
Oh, maybe they getting ready for war. No,
I feel like they're getting ready for
ready.
something.
Yeah, cause I mean, oh yeah, Air Force.
Now remember, I told you when Russia got caught with those spies, right? Remember I told you I was driving home. I always go past
Oh
Andrews Air
yeah, the
Force Base.
truck.
The big plane that flew that was clearly going to land at Andrews Air Force Base had the Russia
Oh yeah,
insignia
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
the back of the plane. Okay, I mean it drove it. I say drove. It flew so
Well, it
low
does kind of dry.
that I couldn't help but notice it. You know, so
Ain't nobody say nothing about it though.
nobody said nothing about it. Nothing.
So maybe you were seeing things.
No
It's like,
sir.
no, I'm just
I
playing.
definitely wasn't seeing it. I that was.
I'm playing.
I mean, it was just the plant was huge, and my whole thing was okay. How many spies were over here? I didn't think it was that many, but for them to bring a huge plane like that,
Right.
um, I mean, you would have thought you were booking a flight like a whole. I mean, it was just huge.
He said, "Was you smoking?" It's like, nah, just kidding. Well, he just said, just kidding.
Nah, it was definitely there,
Yeah, I
and
know.
cause I ride, like I say, I ride by Andrews Air Force Base all the time,
Yeah, he
every
does
week,
work out that way.
every week. So, I mean, I always see, helicopters, things of that nature, fighter jets, things like that.
Oh, matter of fact, yeah, it was a couple of cop. No, 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 no. Yesterday it was on Veterans Parkway.
On Veterans Parkway, okay.
Yeah, so might be a lot going on over there.
But
Past couple of weeks.
I tell you what, let them
He
really
said
shut
these
off
niggas.
people's EBT
Yeah,
and
they gonna have some hell
and
to
and and
pay.
and really see what's gonna happen. Uh
Uh
oh,
oh.
he's
Oh yeah,
up.
no.
What's the matter, man?
I'm calling for daddy.
Daddy can't hold you. That's your brother.
I would believe it. Yeah. Over here, baby. This way.
He said the biggest military jet I've seen up close was a B-52.
He coming on your side.
It might have been a
Give me this so I
B-52.
can take him. He might have not.
It might have been a
Oh, you
B-52.
warm, baby. You hot?
But come on, come on. Okay, okay. Come on. All right. Yes. What's the matter? Okay. Hmm?
They be acting like they don't like clothes, like they can't wear no clothes, y'all.
Yeah, they
But
don't
it's
like
it's really warm down here
they don't like clothes. I mean, like I say,
though.
our our,
Okay, Timmy.
our house is oh, okay. Yeah, our house is different. Like our basement is warmer than the main floor.
Mm,
It's weird, but I think that's me. I think it's because of paranormal activity down
mhm,
here, which we see it all the time.
mhm.
Um, actually, and just outside, if we look towards our field, we see some interesting things in the sky. Right when we saw that, just right before we went online, the past 2 days we saw something interesting in the sky. Same
Oh, I
direction.
saw a shooting star. Look, y'all, for real. So like, oh, sorry. Let's see. So you know how they say some people don't see shooting stars. Have I already told this story on here? Or no? I know
I
it
don't.
happened
I don't.
yesterday,
I
but
don't
I
think.
don't know if I said. Oh no, because we didn't get on yesterday. Yeah,
Uh
I
oh.
see. Most people don't see shooting stars even one time in their lifetimes, right?
That's what I was told.
But I've seen a couple of shooting stars. Oh, I think we did. So we was talking about
Wait a
Master 9,
minute. One said there is also a C-130,
which is a
which is a.
U.S. Sea jet, Marine Corps jet.
Mm,
Oh,
no, it definitely wasn't that.
no, he went to. Oh, you talking about? Okay.
Yeah, but it. I mean, it was huge. Beautiful though. Beautiful. It kind of reminded me of like a huge version of a fighter jet for some reason. I mean, but it was beautiful nonetheless.
You should take pictures.
It was like
Sometimes
a
things happen so fast you
no.
can't
I
capture
was
the picture.
driving. I couldn't.
Why you ask me though?
Huh?
Why you ask your son?
No, Miko wasn't with me.
Oh.
but I was driving, and it just flew like literally right over. Cause I pay attention to any plane. Look, listen,
Uh-huh.
especially since 9/11, I pay attention to any planes that fly low.
Yeah, and I keep
I'm
having like
always looking. Okay,
these visions, I guess, of like a plane landing on the road, on like a highway or something.
I mean, you
I
never
keep
know.
seeing that. I don't know why, but
So I always pay attention to planes that fly extremely low, and
that's what I be worried about.
I mean, it was so big. It was like a dark gray. I don't know if it was like a gunmetal gray, but I mean, you couldn't miss the.
They said must have been the B-52
That's what I'm thinking.
type jet then or something like that. Could be wrong though.
I,
Also,
I'm if I had to make an assessment though, um,
okay, okay, okay.
um, sent one, I would definitely agree with you as far as that. I think that's what it was. But not only did nobody talk about it when I was trying to tell my friends and people about it, they were like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah, it was just like whatever. That's because
it's nothing."
they don't find that type of stuff like not interesting or like important.
Until it hits home.
Yeah, until it hits home.
Until it hits home and something really comes to your door front,
Mhm.
then you're gonna be worrying about this stuff.
They were like, oh, I should have been listening.
But the interesting thing is also a lot of my friends that I was trying to tell about this stuff going on, guess what? They are now losing their
Yeah,
contracts, losing their jobs, panicking, trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
yeah.
Interesting how things
He said like what you said. Oh, like whatever you say, crazy
Yeah,
man. Right.
exactly. Yeah, that's it.
They do me the same way though. Like
That's
I
it.
know, I know my talk is a little more off the head because mine sound fairy tale-ish most of the time. A lot of the times,
Even if they don't tell you to your
or
face.
like spiritual talk. They don't. They like okay. But if I say something that's like Cardi B or like something that's sexual or
If I hear another thing about Cardi, I don't want to hear
I'm not
about.
saying I don't talk about her like that, but I'm saying I'm just giving an example. If I say something like fun, like that's ignorant, funny,
Hmm.
sexual, or just dumb, or like something entertainment, gossip, or something like that, then they'll be all ears though. But
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, but at the same time, I'm like I talk, I'm getting my message out. Regardless,
So
you could take it or leave it. What you do with it is fine, but
yeah.
when it's time to take that information in, you might be too late.
So for me, um, I would say it's so much going on right now. I'm gonna be honest, people. Off grid housing is looking very well to me.
Yes. Well, it's kind of been
I've been
looking good for
doing
me,
a
but
lot, but I've been researching some other ones as well, not just Earthship, some other ones as well.
honestly, the only thing that I've always worried about, like I've always wanted to do off grid before I even met him, but I really wanted to since I met him. But the only thing that worries me with off grid is say if something was to happen, like when either nobody would know where you are, or you wouldn't be able to contact anybody in time or get to anybody in time, like in Hawaii where the volcanoes was erupting. They had people off grid, and some of them almost got trapped in the volcano
Well,
lava
I'm gonna
because
say this. I'm gonna say this. All right. For one, I don't want to live in fear. Two, if I'm gonna die, I want to die being
mm,
happy.
I mean, not
Um,
saying that I'm scared, but if
no, I get you,
help,
but I'm saying if I have to pick a way to go, I want to be happy.
right?
You know.
And that's what I said. I mean, like my pros for it outweighs that one con.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, but
the
I
only
I,
con I
I
feel
get
for it.
you. I understand how you feel.
Mm.
So that's why I kind of it
Or
just
like a hospital or something.
because being free, you can't put a price on that. You can't put
Stop
a price.
gritting.
You can't put a price on being free.
You really can't.
Um, and then financially free,
Right.
which most people that live off grid. I mean, of course, they might if they want
Electric.
electricity,
Yeah.
things of that
Or
nature,
internet service or
you
something.
know, or internet service.
Calm down.
Well,
Okay, stop.
electricity, that I
Well,
get it,
internet service is not necessarily always
right?
electricity.
But I mean, I would rather just have to pay that versus having to pay a stupid mortgage and things of that nature. I mean, and it's not like they can't live without electricity.
Mm-hmm.
They
Cause
still
I
have
have
other means
Purple
of.
Gang. Hey,
Hey, Purple Gang, I I,
we was just talking about
I was
you.
just watching I just watched one of your videos. It was a short clip the other day too. When you had the Halloween mask or something on. um, yeah. So how are you?
Yeah.
Good to see you on here.
Right.
I gotta go watch some more of your videos,
Yeah,
man.
we
You pretty
do.
interesting, man.
Oh, baby.
I see you doing some good numbers on your page too, man.
I'm
I
great.
like
How
it,
are
man.
y'all? We are great as well.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're blessed, man. Like I
Yeah.
say, every day above ground is a good day. That's what a wise man told me, and I'm sticking to it. I have no complaints.
Trying to fulfill these goals, though.
No
And
complaints.
I'm trying to. I'm getting anxious about
You
all
hit
my little
1K.
goals.
You did, Purple Gang.
Hit
Congrats.
1K New Year's. Woo woo
Congrats, man.
woo woo.
I'm happy for you.
Oh, you
I
hot?
didn't know, but I knew. But you know
He
what?
said he hot 1K. Hey,
Yeah,
you hot?
that's right.
It's
But
like
but
no.
that didn't surprise me because I saw the views and you're doing very good, man. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. You know,
Yeah,
I hope you keep increasing on your
progressively.
yes, on your subscribers, and you're doing a wonderful job, man. Keep it up, man.
Yeah.
Exactly, hero. Yes, man. People don't realize it's hard, man, especially when you're getting off the ground and trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's very hard
Let's say Harold. This pen.
because a lot of people don't really pay that much attention to you when your
Mhm.
subscribers are low. They only pay
They
attention
don't
to
pay
you.
attention to you when you getting your foot off the ground anyway.
Right, exactly.
Period.
But when you get your subs up,
Mhm.
oh, that's when they start paying attention.
Hey, yeah, I meant to say because okay, because you know how I was talking. I know,
Yes, really hard work, Purple Gang.
I know some of my people that's on my ASMR channel isn't on here, but some of them are. So you know, how I was saying that I was thinking about giving up and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I thought about it, and then I was like, "Hold up, no," because I thought about you remember B Love's. It's some people that are like bigger YouTubers that subscribe to my channel, so it made me feel like I thought about that today, like maybe I shouldn't because I did something.
Well, I mean, I would say no because you worked hard to build that channel up to where it is. So when you work hard to build something up, it's hard to just give it all up. I
Hmm.
mean, I hear people say it, but to me, it sounds crazy when you put your time because people have to realize. Um, this is why I feel like people should get paid for being on YouTube and treat it like a job because it takes time. You have
It
to do
does. It's a lot
research.
of
You have to
work.
do editing,
It's a lot of work.
especially when you're doing videos, man.
Mhm.
You know,
Because I
I,
know some people don't care extremely about lighting or sounds and all that stuff, but we gotta worry about that
mhm,
sometimes. And then the picture quality is
right,
just a lot.
yeah. So I commend anybody, man, who um, works hard and just consistent, man, and just stick with it.
Yeah, then ASMR, it's like I have to try to be like more quiet with these two.
Yeah,
For the
ASMR is
most part,
hard.
ASMR is kind of hard. Like it's
That's
not as easy.
pretty
I mean,
much
if you ain't,
impossible
yeah,
around here.
if you got kids, it's definitely gonna be hard.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
filming and all that stuff, editing and all that stuff is just alone is something else.
Earl, Earl
It was
said he
very
don't know how
funny.
to edit yet, but very fun meeting and learning different stuff. Right,
From
from
other
other
channels
channels.
is awesome, right?
Right. But you know what's weird about me though?
Excuse
Purple
me.
Gang. I can look at other people's channel
Mm,
and I I I like what they're doing. I like the content, things of that nature. But you know, I don't know. I just stick to what I do. I follow my heart. Let me see. Purple Gang said me
mm.
either, Harold. I use my Walmart phone. Whatever. Hey,
Yeah, whatever works, works.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's
Right,
working for you, hey,
right,
I'm happy for you. You know. But if I know for me, I can watch other people's channels, but I can't. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't learn things from them, but
mm-hmm.
I just have to stick to what I do. I hope people appreciate it. I just believe in balance. So, I like giving informative information, um,
Right.
and then I like having a little fun, or talking about some what I guess spiritual things of that nature.
Oh,
But
do you? Oh, do you?
I
Say,
try not to talk
oh,
about it too
do
much.
you?
But I like to have
Oh,
fun, so I believe in balance. Balance is the key to life. So you gotta have balance, man.
oh, you sure? Because you act like you know. Let me tell y'all what he do to me today, right?
What did I do today?
What you mean? What you do today? Oh no, no, no! It's what he
I
said.
should have farted around you. Is what I
Really?
should have
See, you
done
probably
today.
did.
I might
You
have.
probably.
I might have.
Y'all, I asked this man for a hug earlier before he went to work, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, oh,
It's
it's
nothing.
cool.
That's
It's cool,
that's
huh?
minor, sweetheart.
Is it?
That's minor, sweetheart. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell the story.
I asked this guy for a hug before he went to work, right? I said, oh, you didn't give me a hug today. So he comes to the stuff. He's like, I gotta go to work. And I'm like, oh my God, a hug is gonna take like 2 seconds. He tells me, I gave you a hug yesterday. That's
Whoa.
funny.
I mean, it was the truth. I
I'm
didn't
like, am
lie.
I entitled to one hug in a week or something? Like,
Hey,
what? What
hey.
is
What?
this?
I like to look when I'm ready to go to work. I like
I
to get
gave you,
out.
I gave you a hug yesterday. What?
I like to get out and get my work done. Okay.
Whatever.
See, she'll purposely try to distract me
No,
and
I
slow me
don't.
down. Oh, do you have to go now? I don't want you to go. This and that. I'm like, look, when I get
I did
in
not
work
do that
mode,
today, though. I
when
didn't do that today.
when I get in work mode, I want to go out, get my work done so I can get home because I don't have to clock in. When I'm done doing my work, I'm done and I go home. Okay, so you know
You work on your own time, sir.
I sure do, and that's
Okay,
why I like to
so
get done.
why does it
I like to
matter whether I'm saying, oh, hey,
because
no, no, no.
I like to get done. The quicker I leave, the quicker I come home. See how that works?
Oh, the quicker you leave me, huh?
Exactly.
See? Mm.
Exactly.
Hey,
Hey, Funko.
yeah, why not? It's a hug. She just wants a hug, right? Thank you, thank you. And
I
then right before we came on
I did
here,
give her a hug though. I did.
he after he complained, so he wasted some time of his own to try to leave me. But anyway, so he
That
wait.
sounds bad.
It does.
What do you mean
Yes,
leave
it
you?
does. It does.
What do you mean leave you now?
Oh, so I gave you a hug yesterday. Don't sound bad.
Uh,
So then,
no comment.
before we came on here,
No comment.
I asked him, right? Oh, hey, for birthday. I asked him,
You said who?
huh? Give the woman a hug if she wants one every day. Right, right. Talking about I gave you one yesterday. Was
I did give her a hug.
next year?
You
I'm
know.
surprised he didn't say I gave you one last year.
Hey, look. She should be happy I was trying to go to work.
Whatever.
You know how women do.
No,
They like getting you out of there
you
so you
could
go to
try.
work.
You could try. Yeah.
They need a break. You know what
Anyway.
I'm saying? So sometimes they need a break. So they like, look, go ahead to work.
No. Okay, so then no, I didn't
I was
break.
trying to usher
I didn't.
myself out quickly to go
Whatever.
to work.
And then before we came on here,
Go ahead.
I asked him, "Did I look nice for him?" And he's like, "Sometimes." I said, "What you mean sometimes?" So he's joking, y'all. Though he don't really treat me like that. He's joking. He does say this stuff, but he's joking. And so I gave him a hug. What you say? I forgot what you said this time, but I was like, "What?"
When I gave you a hug,
Yeah,
what did I say?
I forgot. I don't know. I don't remember. You said something smart though. Something that I was like, I'm about to tell everybody. You just said this.
Well, I said sometimes. You said
No, but it was something else. I asked you for another hug right before we came on, and you
huh.
said something. You said something else. Crazy.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna think about it. So when I burst out, that's what that is.
I have no idea. I have no
Oh,
idea.
he said, yeah, you don't know when she'll leave this earth, right?
That's true. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
You know,
Why
I
the
don't I don't
best?
know. I don't remember what I said. Maybe I was in my drunken state,
No, you wasn't drunk and you
and
didn't
I.
drink anything.
That's true. I'm just saying, people, y'all gotta help me out, please. Y'all
No,
can't side with
no,
her.
yes, yes.
You can't side with her.
all I
Y'all
wanted,
gotta help me
all
out,
I wanted was a hug, and you do this to me.
especially the men that's on here. Y'all gotta
No,
help
no,
me
no,
out.
no, 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 no,
Come on,
no,
Harold.
no, cause he know you wrong.
I mean, Harold,
Men
make
don't,
up
men don't
something,
always stick together
anything,
like that.
anything, Harold.
He gonna say I gave you a hug yesterday. What? Remember,
Um,
hugs her every day makes her more baby. Right,
oh no,
right.
Funko!
We need a
Please don't speak
daughter.
that into
We need
existence,
a daughter.
Funko. We don't need any more.
He said she's a female. I can't help you. Thank you.
Funko, we don't need any more kids.
Yes, we do.
As you can see, right?
Okay, we can wait 5 years.
As you can see, we
We
don't
can
need any more
we can
kids.
wait 5 more years and have a girl.
We don't need any more kids.
We don't need any more boys.
I love kids, but I love them better when it's somebody else's kids. Always remember that. I love them better when it's somebody
How
else's
rude
kids.
are you? You
I
are
can give them a
so
hug and send them on back over
more
there.
kids, more love, more hugs.
I
Right?
can't get rid of my kids.
Yeah,
I
we
love my
can't.
kids, but man,
We really can't though.
you know, I love my kids. It's crazy too because I miss my kids when I'm not around them. Even if it's just for a little bit.
Yeah,
I,
me
I might I
too. Like
might
I
think
can go to
about
work for like a couple hours and be like, oh
yeah.
my god, I miss them.
I might think about something that they do or whatever, and
And I don't help because I send pictures throughout the day.
I mean, a lot of times though, I be so busy
That's why
working to be
grandparents
honest.
parents are worse than babysitters.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest. When I'm working, because I'm constantly working, because I want to get done. A lot of times I don't even know she sent me
Yeah, you don't.
a
And I'd be
text
like,
until I
oh
get
my
off of work,
god. I would have already
or
been in the hospital
or
with the
I'm
tubes in my
home.
nose.
I get home and then I pull out my phone. And I say, "Oh, you text me. I didn't know."
Yeah, and I'll be like
Or
5,000 years later.
or I might respond to it when I get home. Right? So it's like,
Yes, he will.
"You're
And
late.
literally sitting next to
You're
me.
late.
And he'll text me.
My bad. I'm just saying. My bad."
Oh. Your children are older or they're like, how old are they?
So I wish I could see my child more often. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
am lucky, girl. I'm very lucky, and and like I always say, I count my blessings every day. I
Yeah,
always,
he does though. He
I
does.
always put it into the universe about, I'm very fortunate for her and my
Yeah, I
family
was gonna say that. I was thinking about that earlier.
every day,
I
every
was
day,
like, oh, my baby tell me I'm beautiful every day though.
every day.
Even though I just said that he says sometimes. It's funny to us, but
Right,
he does tell me every day
of
that I'm
course.
beautiful.
You know, all women are queens. You got to treat them like that, man. Especially when you have a good one, man, because you never know when you're gonna meet another good one again. And
You can't cause you.
you know, you can play the field if you want. You can be a player if you want, but eventually that gets old.
Oh wow.
That gets old. So, someone said, last
Last
time I
time I
saw
saw
my
my dad,
dad as a
as a,
kid when I was 12.
but
What
last
the,
time I actually saw my dad was when I was 21. Wow.
mm,
Gotta run family battery dang.
Oh, okay. We appreciate you, Purple Gang, for
Yeah.
coming through,
Yeah,
man. Much
thank
love.
you.
We appreciate you. And keep it up, man. Congrats on the 1,000
Right.
subs, man.
We'll catch up more on your videos
Oh,
too.
yes, definitely.
Later, Purple Gang.
Peace, love, and blessings, Purple Gang. Always.
Ooh. So this is what the music we got playing is DNA healing, chakra healing.
I need all types of healing, so you can play as many as you like.
Yeah.
Harold said my
That's what
daughter's
sometimes when I.
18.
Oh,
Oh, so she's an adult now,
where
pretty
did that
much.
video? Hold on, where did that go?
He said, I'm
Where
at
you see that comment?
761. It was just, I think just above Purple Gang.
Oh, I missed it.
Harold's daughter's 18.
Oh,
So, okay, so she's pretty much an adult. Does she live
excuse me.
near you, Harold?
Yeah, Harold, I'm back at 763. I think
Yeah, something like that.
seven
Something
sixty
like that.
three.
They
I
knocked
was
her so far down. That's
yes, I was like
crazy.
I was almost at 2,500. I was at 2,000 2,500 something. And they knocked me all the way back down
Funko
to
said
like
more
six
kids.
eighty
No,
something
Funko.
or 670 something.
No.
Yes, more kids.
No, Funko. And Funko's doing her thing too.
Hold on, where is it? I'm not seeing those.
It was I had this press show on it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it was just above right above Harold's comment
No,
about
she
his
lives
daughter's
with her
18.
crazy mom. Oh,
Oh, hey,
she's
look.
one of those situations.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. You don't even have to further explain.
Oh, highest I was at 229 yesterday, but I'm down to 221. Oh, what subscriptions? Subscribers? That's crazy. In one day, these people be subscribing to you just to make you subscribe to them.
Yeah, and then they'll drop you. I lost two. But
No, you lost about 100 something.
no, but I'm talking about as of yesterday. So and you
Oh,
know what though?
yeah.
It's cool because I always believe that when one door closes, another one opens. So if they unsubscribed, then they weren't meant to be a
Yeah, that's why I
subscriber in the
don't care.
first
I
place.
was just like, oh,
And that's just how
God.
you look at it. You know, I don't
Because
I don't feel any kind of way.
I was
Hey,
only still like,
just 8 is
ooh,
on.
because of the tooth that, like, I was almost
Oh,
at
that's
two.
Louis.
Hey, Louie.
Hey, Louis.
We're great. Doing good.
Louis, we're blessed, man. We're here. We're talking to you all, some wonderful, intelligent, open-minded people. So we're good, man.
Hmm.
We are blessed. You know,
Calm and collective, cool.
Louis, what do you think about your boy Trump, man?
Oh, gosh.
He didn't get what he wanted.
Did y'all see the meme that they had of him? They had the baby, like, throwing a temper tantrum on the president, office floor with President Trump's face on it, and they was like,
Also,
dang, you rude as a
I'm
I'm
sorry. Go ahead. Go
done.
ahead.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Um, also, Lou, did you get that email I sent you on metaphysics?
Excuse me. Oh,
Ooh,
stop, baby. Oh, I hate that.
right. I know. That's why I laughed.
Ugh. He grits his teeth from time to time. I don't like that.
So, guys, tell me, what do y'all think about? What do you think about the whole
The
Trump
crybaby.
interaction? Look
I
up
think he's.
KS Kitchen and Lifestyle. That woman is a good artist.
Mm,
Okay.
definitely will.
Oh, he said the way I see it, Trump boxed himself into
Oh,
a
yeah.
dire situation with no end game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Well, he went to meet with the Democrats, man, about the wall, right?
Who's for the juice?
No, I'm good over here. That's
Oh,
you.
okay.
That's you. You know, and yeah, he didn't get the response he wanted, but again, you had people taking up for him saying, "Oh, we knew that was part of the plan. We knew that Um, that's how they were going to respond, saying they weren't going to fund the wall. Okay. So if
Because
you knew that,
right,
why even have another meeting if these people tell you, look, we're not funding your wall,
you
okay?
know he gonna say that the people
Why
was.
have another meeting?
He
If
gonna say the people told him. His people told him, "Don't worry about us. If we, he said something about their jobs and all that. He said they was like, "Don't worry about us. Get your wall."
but but check this out, right? If you watched his body language when he was having that press conference, he just kept looking left and right, left and right. I'm like, is somebody holding up like a teleprompter for him or something?
Yeah, it
Because
probably were.
he just kind of looked unsure of what to say.
If it
But
was
go ahead.
If it was up to me, I'll take Donald Trump 5,000 feet in the air and throw him on a parachute and just let him land anywhere and keep him
Who
there for a
said that,
while.
Harold?
Yes. Someone said, all I say is, why does Democrats have wall but are against the border wall?
Mm. Yeah, I
Which is
mean,
me.
it's yeah, because at the end of the day, the one thing that these both parties want, right?
It's
They
border
want stronger
security.
border security. Okay. Now, one thing I'll give Trump when he came back and he was letting people know that that was false, that he stormed out of the meeting, banging on things, and he said he's willing to keep the key word he said compromise. He said he's willing to compromise. So, but that just goes to show that when you play hardball,
Hmm.
when you talk like everything has to be done your way, you don't care what anybody else has to say. Um, to me, it looked like it kind of showed chinks in his armor because when he left out that meeting, his Republicans they were waiting. They were waiting for him to call for
Hmm.
national emergency. That's what they were waiting on. And when you watch other videos, they clearly said, some of them, of course, would make excuses, which is cool, but some were disappointed. Some were speaking the truth and say, hey, we were disappointed. Like, everybody just knew he was going to call a national emergency, and he didn't do it. And I don't believe he really wants to. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Trump, to be honest. I think some of the things he's done or he's trying to do, it's good.
Hmm.
But
It's some things, it's
and
like,
then some
I
things
don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know. Me personally, I don't know how effective this wall is going to be. That's why some people are kind of like, "What's so special about this wall?" You don't even know what kind of wall. You
He's
say
saying it's going to
you
be
say
steel.
first you say steel, then you say a fence. I mean, which one is it going to be? I don't know.
But then they had a thing, they had an article going around about the Mexican that climbed the wall
I took a
just
picture.
to, yeah, just to show Trump it doesn't matter. And then they had planes. They was like, it doesn't
Well,
matter.
exactly,
They'll still drop off the planes,
and I believe it.
and then they was doing the thing to say, hey, this is the wall. There's so many other entry points. And
Exactly.
then somebody was like, well, national security covers, I mean, the coast, what you call it? You coastal service. You know what I'm talking
Coast
about?
Guards.
Yeah, coast guards.
Hmm.
They they watch over the border like that, and I'm like, I know that they're not. It's not one here, here, here,
Well, you
here.
got
Like,
Border Patrol and you got the Coast Guards
I
that's
know, but I'm sure
patrolling.
it's not a coast guard, one coast guard along the whole border of the United States.
No, 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 no. But they deal with more like the water there.
I know.
Yeah, no, of
That's
course
what I'm
not.
saying.
I don't know. I mean, who knows why he's so
And then they
adamant?
show Canada, then Alaska.
Why he's so adamant about this wall? And then he went back to say that.
Okay.
Ooh,
You just get a.
right here. But anyway, um, Let's see. He said, I did receive the email from Mike. Much appreciated. I'm only 2 lessons in, but I find the classes to be enlightening. All right. Thank you. I figured I thought about you when you said that's what you like. I found it interesting too, man. So glad you like it. Um,
Ooh, okay.
you know, glad I can help you, man. You know,
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
I think it's very fascinating, man.
Give me the bottle, the cup,
What cup, man?
his cup.
Baby, I don't have his.
It was right there. Well, I think it's one upside of
Baby,
been on your
is
side.
I don't see it.
You ain't even look. Talking about you ain't see
How am
it.
I gonna?
Isaac.
There's nothing there. Sorry.
Okay, I just don't want to look. You man, I swear.
I, it's nothing there.
Some
Um,
of you men.
there's nothing there.
Okay.
Like I hear helicopters
Mm,
right now.
mm,
I hear helicopters right now flying.
mm,
But
mm.
I'm sorry. Did I mention? Consider
You
that?
sound like
Yes,
the
yes,
weapon.
it is very enlightening. Yes, all of the
Oh,
above.
sorry.
Um,
I'm just trying to prepare in case you throw
let me
up.
make sure. Okay, I didn't miss anybody.
You good, Baba?
Yeah. Dang, I forgot what I was saying about Trump. Um,
You talking about the border?
was talking about the
Ouch.
border.
I think so.
I know. I don't see why they can't come to an agreement or something though. I really don't.
Well, if he really did say he can compromise, then now it's the Democrats.
And he also said that there are other ways he could fund the wall. I believe that's what he said. So if that's the case, do what you got to do. If you feel like you're gonna build this wall, then just hey, do what you got to do. And I hope for your sake it works because if it doesn't, it's gonna make you look very bad.
Ain't a waste of money. A lot of money.
And yes, exactly. Oh, I
Money
know
that
what I was.
America actually needs.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. It just came back to me. I know you all also heard about the three-way agreement. He tried to he came back and he said, well, for the record, I didn't say that Mexico was going to build this wall, was going to pay for this wall to be built. He said, but they are paying for it indirectly. It's not like I said they were going to cut a check to pay for this wall. But what he's not telling you all is that okay, it's United States, United States, Mexico, and Canada. Okay, now they all chipped in, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the United States is paying majority of it. Um, you know, and I'm still trying to figure out. Okay, so is that all the funding for the wall? Like you didn't really elaborate on it. You said they're paying for the wall. Okay, so if they're paying for the wall, then why are you still
Complaining about
fighting
it
or hassling the Democrats about this wall? So
and putting the whole United States on
I
punishment.
don't know. Like what did you all hear that when he did that speech? You know, what do you think about it?
Trump is even toying with the idea of dipping into disaster funds for California and Puerto Rico to pay for this wall if he declares a border emergency.
Mm.
I mean, okay, with his speech for me though, I was like, okay, all right,
You watched it?
yeah, we saw the speech
No,
together
he did another one after that, like a shorter one.
earlier.
He did one earlier, then he did
I
another
saw the
one.
one earlier, but the one from what day was that? Uh,
The one
Wednesday?
when he stormed out from the meeting.
No, the one from yesterday. Or,
Yeah,
the
that
one
was
that we
that
saw
one.
together.
That was that
when
one.
he was talking. He still might have been on that one. But the one we saw together when he was talking about the Mexicans that illegally came in and they one had just came in and stabbed the police
He
officer.
always talks about that. Like he keeps talking about MS-13 and all this stuff. He keeps talking about that. He
I'm
talked
talking
about it.
about the one before Christmas, right before Christmas.
He always brings up the same examples. To be honest,
Oh,
let's
I
see,
heard he was taxing Mexico on their goods they sell to us. Oh,
I mean, it could be.
I
I
guess
mean,
that's why indirectly they paying for
yeah, but okay, if that's the case, why are you still picking with the
Democrats,
Democrats?
right?
Why are you still pressuring them to get this wall built? You know,
I ain't on neither side. I mean, me personally, I'm my own person.
I mean, I think a lot of people kind of, well, not a lot of people. Some people say, build the wall, build the wall. It's going to stop everything. Some people feel like the money
No,
could
I'm
be
talking about I'm not on either side of the political party.
right, right. I mean, I'm not either. You know, I'm more spiritual than anything. So, you know, but I like to be kind of aware of what's going on. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Especially when it affects our people, the
Mm-hmm.
people. You know what I mean? Because you have, let's be honest, you have rich and poor. Okay. I don't believe in middle class anymore. And the reason why I say that because if you can't wake up and do what you want to do, meaning live your life, you're poor. We're poor. The rich
Mm.
do what they want. The
So
poor do what we can to
right,
survive.
right. He said, but what I'm hearing is the most is that Democrats is saying anyone who are for the wall is racist. That's what I hear the
Oh
most.
wow.
I don't know. I don't be knowing about that. But
I mean, I don't know.
it's just too much behind this wall. Period for me. Like I cannot deal with it. Like now they saying that the FDA is stopping their work because of the partial shutdown. And it's
What do
like,
you mean
okay,
FDA stopping the work?
the
What do you mean?
FDA is not investigating food right now to make sure the food is safe.
I don't think they were ever doing it though. To be honest, the
Hmm.
food isn't safe anyway.
Well, yeah,
So they're not dead. They weren't doing their job before.
but they say they definitely not checking nothing
All
now.
they do is slap a
Well,
label on stuff.
yeah,
They ain't doing their
you know
job,
the
man.
new wall prototype that consists of steel bollards didn't hold out well when members of the military and border police went at it and the common tools as part of it. Wow, so it's no point. They about to be wasting money.
Well,
I mean, it's already wasting money anyway. I think.
I know one thing. I don't think he's gonna get it from the Democrats because let's be honest, right?
Democrats stand firm.
Let's be honest. One thing I give the Democrats, they stand on their word. They said they weren't gonna do it. He waited 30 days or whatever it was, came back and had another meeting, and he got the same response as he did before. Um, so I will give them that. Gosh, I forgot where I was getting ready to go with that. Let's see. This test. It'll come back to me. I forget what I was getting ready to say
You
with
said
that.
something about Democrats funding the wall, weren't you?
Well,
Or
they're
was
not
only that
going.
part?
No, they're not going to do it. Like they're standing on what they say. They said they're not going to do it. They're not going to.
I
I
don't
don't
blame
think
them
they're going to
though, cause
do it.
it's no, it's like it's other stuff to worry about than the damn wall. Like, and then
Oh,
it's
I
a
know what I was
waste,
going to
really.
say. I know what I was going to say. I'm sorry, people. Um, and also, let's be honest, right? We know that the higher ups of the Democrats, we know they're still getting paid. The
Yeah,
only people that aren't getting paid are the lower levels. They're not getting paid. So when you're dealing with the higher ups, they can wait all day. We can play this game as long as we want.
right.
Guess what? Because we're still getting paid.
But what's blowing me is the bad fact that people like, oh, housing and people about to get evicted and all this stuff, and it's just like, well, you're never if the stuff keeps going the way that it's going.
Someone said.
My standpoint is if anyone is against the wall and have a wall themselves, should do one of two things. One is they should get rid of their walls or change their views.
Mm, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that is interesting.
I just, my whole thing is, I'm just more concerned of how effective this wall is going to be.
Exactly.
And
Not waste money
my
that we actually need.
and on top of that, my concern is it's not even so much the wall with me. It's the people aren't that are working and not getting paid because I don't
Yeah.
believe in anybody
Right.
working and not being compensated. And you know, that's my concern. I feel like, look, you got people out here working, not being paid. All of you are, you're grown. Sit down and figure it out.
Exactly.
Okay, Trump said he's willing to compromise, make something like figure it out.
But I don't think people are against the wall per se. I think they're against the fact that he's shutting down the government for this wall that we don't even know is efficient. It was going to be efficient. And then on top of that, hello, namaste.
Mm.
And then on top of that, to say to get rid of our walls. I mean, not coming for you nothing, but that's different. Like we're not actual homes. Like of course we're not gonna sit. I don't think everybody is against the wall. I think they're just like the whole shutdown thing is stupid to be shutting down the whole government, stopping everybody's pay, having everybody at risk for homelessness,
Oh,
having
everybody,
everybody at risk
they ain't
for
stopping everybody's pay.
well,
Trust me,
most of America,
they
and
still getting
having
paid.
them jobless and all this other crazy stuff behind this
Well,
yeah, behind this wall. That I think that's what's annoying everybody about this whole wall
but
thing. I don't think nobody's actually against it. And then because they wasted money and it's already so much homelessness and stuff out here.
yeah, I agree. If you say you feel like the money could be spent other
Yeah.
in other places, I agree with that. Now, Trump did say that there are some Democrats who don't want any parts of it, who feel like the wall should be built. That's what he's saying. I don't know how true it is, but that's just what he said.
I've been in my mom live, so I'm like,
Oh,
oh, it's
it's all
okay.
good, right?
Yeah.
It's all good. You know, I wish I still had my mom,
He said,
man.
sure, just blame your mom.
I wish I still had my mother, man.
Yeah.
But
Oh, excuse me. I'm trying
you
to get
know,
this rest of this stupid stuff up.
um, always good to have you here.
Yeah.
Always good to have you here, man. So we happy to have you here.
I mean, maybe some people is against the wall. I don't know, but I don't. I
No,
think the mostly
it's
saying.
people against the wall. It's people for the wall and it's people against the wall. My
I'm
whole,
just pissed off at the whole everybody. So many
I
people at
just,
risk.
my main concern is my people, which is our people, which is the poor people, or however you want to classify it, middle class on down, however you want to classify it. The fact that there are people working and not getting paid, that's my main
Hmm.
concern.
And they got bills. They got kids. They got a lot of things to deal with.
Mm, that's my concern.
Yeah, like me, I'm in the middle. I just want something to be done because I don't want.
Yeah, I'm to be
I'm in the
honest,
middle.
I'm
I
tired
don't.
of hearing about it. I'm like,
Yeah,
look, y'all sit down, figure it out,
yeah.
okay?
Compromise, like you said you're gonna do. Do
Because at the end of
something.
the day, both of y'all are saying
Both
you
of them.
both want stronger border security. So figure it
Yeah,
out.
figure it
Sit
out.
down, figure it out. You're grown.
And both of
Put
y'all
your
are
pride
being. Yeah,
aside.
that's what I'm saying.
Check
Both
your
of y'all
egos
being
at the door.
prideful right now. Just share this live in my networking groups on here. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my whole thing.
Right.
I don't. I feel like, look, if you're gonna build the wall, just build the wall and get it over with.
Yeah.
I know you got
Do
the funding
something
somewhere. I know you got the funding.
because he's
All right,
not.
but let me ask you, Louis, did he stop the funding for California for like the people that were in
Oh yeah,
Death
EBT.
Death Valley? No, I'm not talking about EBT. Did he stop the funding for like the victims that were in Death Valley or whatever?
I ain't heard about that one. I only heard about the
I
EBT
know I
funding.
saw. I didn't click on the video, but I saw a video and I read the title. It was saying something about a Republican was begging Trump not to um, cut off the funds for California or something like that. He said, like Goody Mob said, they're building walls to keep them out or us in. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's always the case. Which one is it? We don't know.
yeah. I don't know. I just
We
do
have no
something,
idea.
y'all. So y'all just holding everybody up. Y'all put the whole. Y'all got the whole United States on punishment because y'all can't come to an agreement.
You got everybody fighting over it. But I will say this, right? If the reports are true, um, it's a little disturbing. Some of these illnesses that are coming over here from the migrants that are able
Yeah,
to get over here, like hepatitis A and all of
yeah,
these different
yeah.
things.
That could
We're
stay
getting
over there.
a fluctuation of high volumes of people getting sick
But it's still
across the U.S.
that's what makes
Measles,
me feel like
hepatitis, all these other diseases.
that's what makes me feel like it doesn't matter at the same time either because they still basically saying we're gonna find a way over the wall
They will.
anyway. They still
They will.
saying that, so it's like I mean, what y'all gonna do? Because like you said, the Great Wall of China, you can still get over that.
Oh, just say that.
Oh, citing an unarmed White House, citing an unarmed White House official, Trump believes he will not be reelected into 2020 if the wall is not built and
Ah,
has made an issue. Okay. So
personal.
that's
I
why
don't
he's
know.
so
Okay.
persistent about it. But yeah,
Hmm.
I think I was hearing that too,
Okay.
cause he worried about being reelected. Every state needs to be their own country because this mess not working right. Try something different. Not unarmed, not
Unnamed.
unnamed. Oh, unnamed. Sorry. Yeah. Hey, raw honest tea.
Right. Hello.
How are you?
Um. Yeah. I mean, don't even ask me about it because I feel like we can govern our own selves.
Yeah.
You know.
Trump made a statement about the Mexican dude in GA. He beheaded an elderly black man like a week ago here. What?
Mm.
What a Mexican dude in GA?
Wow. So
Hey,
let's see.
sexy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's here's Cindy.
Oh, Cindy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the good XOXO and I said
Right.
Cindy. Sorry.
Hmm.
Um. What Mexican dude in GA? Is he talking about El Chapo? No, El
No,
Chapo.
baby,
Oh.
he's in jail.
That don't mean that.
She's almost
He could have did that in jail. You never know. He was
No,
trying to use that to
no,
push
he's good.
the wall agenda. Oh.
Yeah, he is using a few things. He keeps bringing up MS-13.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean, and that's the part where I'm like, okay, yeah, cause
the
MS-13.
whole, I guess the human trafficking, the diseases.
He needs, ooh, he needs some. He needs a couple something, cause he needs something to drink.
What do you want me to do?
Get his cup or something. Never mind, I'll get it. His stomach is. He might need some lemon water.
Yeah. Anyway, um, let me see. He said no.
Oh,
A
young
young
Mexican
Mexican
dude.
dude killed an old black man, chopped his
Oh yeah,
head
yeah,
off,
yeah, yeah. He did say
and
that.
dismembered. Oh, he did. He sure did. He sure
I
did.
need to take care of something. Nice chatting with y'all.
All right,
Okay,
sent
thank you
one.
for
Take
stopping
care.
by.
Yeah, he did say something about
Yeah,
that.
he did.
He always brings that one up. He always talks about the
He said that was like a
MS-13.
week ago.
Hug you sent. Okay. Yeah, he always talks about that. And again,
You okay, baby?
that makes sense. He's worried about being reelected.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy the rest of your night, sent one. Right.
Exactly. That makes complete sense. I didn't even look at it from that standpoint.
From what? Hold on. What was it?
The fact that he was trying to he's worried about being reelected.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Let me see. I feel like I want to read that sentence over there. I don't know.
Let's see what I'm looking
I named that unarmed, not unnamed. Oh, unarmed. We're honest, keep one, and I'm going to put a ring on you now. Oh wow, okay. I missed something. Oh yeah, rawness. There you go. Okay. We trying to get something for him because his little tummy is his little tummy. I don't know. Like he needs some lemon water or something. Like his tummy upset or something. Is it water in there?
for.
You got drink. Mike, according to the U.S. Oh, hold up. I like it. I like it, but I don't think polygamy is legal in the U.S. All right.
Which one?
Mike, hold on.
Huh? Which one?
Mike, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, they will continue to provide food stamps to millions of Americans through February, and the government should not. Yeah, I heard that.
Right. Yeah.
I
We
heard
we
about that.
yeah. Actually, she told me about that today. Because I
Yeah.
mean, that was another concern that I was worried about, which would have posed a whole
Oh,
different
thank you,
um
Ross.
would have posed a whole different set of problems. And I don't think they wanted their problems either. You know. But
I need you to drink that. Drink it.
I know they're making it harder to get on like Section 8 and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I read the rules. I said, "Wow, okay." And they said
Mm,
if you don't meet all the
you ain't with that.
criteria, you will not get on. I said, "Wow, okay." But yeah, that's good that they're gonna pay people because like I know you all saw that some places had already stopped
Yeah.
accepting
But I
like
don't think it was.
EBT.
I don't think it was their fault though. I think it was because of the shutdown. Like their
No,
machines
that's what I'm
wouldn't
saying. I know
accept
it
it.
wasn't them because I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
money's money.
Mhm.
They're gonna take it. I'm just saying, like they weren't able to, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy for checking them. Yeah, black, white. Yeah, I've heard of that. Black people are not the number one people. Basically, when it's government assistance.
Hmm, I'm not surprised. Nothing surprises me anymore, man.
Mm,
Nothing.
I've been in this for years though.
Well, honestly, said I'm doing a video about this topic tomorrow because it's way deeper. Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
It is. It's way deeper. I mean, I, the diseases, the human trafficking. Um,
Hey Lars, how are
Lars is
you?
here.
Yeah. See.
Hey, what's up, Lars?
I'm trying to. I'm going to hit you raw honest now. That's why I didn't see it on this one.
Oh, okay. You're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like why they only want on West Coast but not Canada. Hmm. Deeper
Yeah,
and
that's
thicker than the
true.
Gator mat. Gator mat. Yeah, that is true. I ain't think of that. Because when
Yeah,
I was talking about the picture earlier, like it only. Oh, I'm sorry.
and that's interesting. You say that because all of those three are they form some type of
We're
um
talking about. Well, we were talking about Google employees and when I say Google employees, spies, some type of blackmail situation going on with like China and Google and Amazon and Apple and YouTube and stuff like that. So right now we're talking about the border, the wall, and Trump and the Democrats and stuff like that right now.
yeah,
So
we earlier we talked about uh Google actually creating a search engine called Dragonfly for China, and then we talked about China um having placing microchips in a lot of our electronics,
yeah, like little right grains of rice. It look like it
and
looks orangey.
they said that Amazon and Apple allegedly tipped off the president. But yet again, the president turns right back around in that meeting, and he says that what did he say? He said something about China being more of stand-up people than some of the Democrats. So again, I I I believe that China has some dirty secrets on these companies. And we also spoke on the fact that Google had a lot of their employees walk out on them, just quit,
Mm-hmm.
that had been with them for years, just quit because they just weren't feeling what they were doing for China. So they quit.
Yeah.
So those are some things we spoke on. It just goes to show how underhanded these people are. But we know one thing. One thing we do know is it's definitely about the money. That's one aspect of it. Because China, we all know, has an abundance of money.
Everything is made in. Yeah, we were just saying that
Yeah,
too. Everything is made in China.
in fact, that's why they were able to do it. And who knows how long they had been? Who knows how long they had been doing it before
Mhm.
they caught on to it?
Right.
I mean, because they said the microchip was as small as a grain of rice, so they weren't even looking for that.
Yeah. So how you think this whole national emergency thing will go if it does?
I mean, my whole thing is, man, if you're gonna do it, just go ahead and get it over with.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
tired of hearing you
keep
talk
talking.
about it.
Right.
I'm tired of hearing you talk about it. I'm tired of hearing about
Not
this
everything,
wall.
Joe. Majority of it.
If you gonna stand on your word, do what you say you're gonna do, and just it's gonna be what it's gonna be, one way or the other. I mean,
Um.
that's how I look at it. I'm just tired of hearing about it. Yeah, but
Okay, just say that.
but I'm,
I mean, Louis. He said, "Be right back. He got to go see a man about a horse." Mm,
yeah, I'm just tired of hearing about it, man. I feel like,
yeah.
look, just do what you're gonna do. Do what you feel like you gotta do. Um, I feel like the money could be spent elsewhere, but I mean, what do I know? You know,
Dang, he has 19 million now. Last time I heard, he had 2 million.
I thought he had 20. I mean, 19 million is good too, though.
Last time I heard, he had 2 million. They raised 19 million in what 2 weeks?
Man,
A
Republicans
week?
got old money,
I
man.
mean, yeah, I know that,
They
but
gonna get behind
gosh.
Trump.
Okay, well that's them wasting.
But I
Well,
will
that's them
say
wasting
this:
their money.
to me, I felt like he showed a sign of weakness,
Mhm.
and even some of the Republicans felt like he let them down when he didn't call for the national emergency. They felt like once he left that meeting, because everybody knew that he wasn't going to get his way, he wasn't going to bully the Democrats into giving him the funding for the wall.
So
So
yeah.
they felt like once he left that meeting, he should have just called for a national emergency and did what he had to do to get the wall built. What did he do? He didn't do it. But
Right.
yet he's still talking about most likely he might do it, this, that, and the third. But I don't know. I feel like he's bluffing now.
Right.
And they basically called his bluff.
Yeah, he thought he was. I don't know who he think he's scaring. But yeah, like I mean, I guess for most Americans, they'll sit there and give in. But she hold up. So y'all gonna play like y'all didn't see Lars comment. You need to talk to Lars. What
What did
happened?
what did he say?
I don't know. She left for a minute.
Who said that?
Honest, real honest. Oh, he does have over 20 million right now. Raw Honest T said he does have over 20 million right now.
Oh, okay. Who said check his comment?
Dirty Sprite said check Lars. Hold on, so y'all gonna play like y'all didn't see Lars comment.
I didn't. I'm not looking at any comments.
Oh, he said I've been on heroin Sprite. Hold up. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he said he's been on heroin.
Oh well, we knew that.
Yeah, we already knew that.
That's something we already knew,
Yeah,
man.
we already knew that.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't want him to do it, but you know. But I wonder how everyone feels that voted for him on the platform that Mexico was gonna pay for the wall. Right, and on top of that, I wonder how many of them that can't pay for their family to survive right now because he got the country on lockdown. Who works for the government?
well,
I wonder who. I wonder how many people that work for the government that can't pay,
hmm
for their family to survive right now because of him, the person that they voted for, because of this
their
comment. I mean,
beloved,
because of this
beloved Trump.
raw honest like idiots, right? Because Trump is gonna make America great again.
I,
But some people
I don't
said,
know.
what do you think? What is that to be
I
slave? I don't know. I think some people reaching though for
here,
to say to make us slaves again.
here's my whole thing.
They getting mad at Trump now. They sick. Yeah,
Yeah, they are. But let's be honest. Has America ever been great? Has it really ever been great?
yeah.
Trump notice.
He is just interested in making history on every level. Yeah, I guess so because
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I can see that because some of his actions are like, dude, what are you
This is
doing?
the longest shutdown in history. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Why did you say that? F America. Don't nobody care about being great then or now. Huh? So why did you say
No,
that?
because I was going off of I forget who said he's trying to make America great again, and I said, well, let's be honest. I said, has America ever been great? I don't believe it has. I don't believe in a place. He said over a wall though. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
over a wall. That's what it's all about. Law said, I have a question. Was America great in the 50s, 60s, 80s, 90s, all that time?
He skipped over 70s.
I would
America.
say maybe the
Yeah, he
70s,
skipped over 70s.
but
The 70s, yes.
they had more fun. But
Yeah. I was saying,
I don't,
did you intentionally skip over the 70s? Cause that's
I don't think America has ever been great. Just my honest opinion.
mhm
Has it been better than what it is now? Yeah, I believe it probably was. But
mhm
you know, I think back then things were more based
mhm.
on the dollar and things of that nature versus credit. Now everything's about credit. You know, so I don't think it's ever been great. I think it's
Mhm.
been better, but I don't ever think it's been great.
I'm saying no. No, well, I was just saying
Hippies,
back then.
exactly. No, you're right. Yeah,
No, he
hippies.
was not because I asked him did he mean to skip over the 70s because that was the most calm, relaxing
Right.
decade.
Hippies, you know, you didn't
But I
have
wonder how it
you
changed
know,
so fast in
back in
10
that day,
years.
you didn't have all the racism. You didn't have, everybody got
Everybody was
along.
calm, everybody was cool,
You
everybody
know,
was respectful.
right. It was always about, peace, love, and
Mm-hmm.
blessings and things of that nature. And
One love.
yeah, one love. That's right. You're right. And we just got away from that, man.
And that's because everything was vibrant at that time too. At the same time,
That's true. You're
colors
right.
do matter. Colors really do matter. Yeah, colors matter.
Hippies.
When people were oh back in the 70s, he said crack. No. Well, yeah, I guess, but everybody went on crack. I don't think everybody was on crack, but it was more peaceful and
Yeah,
calm.
everybody. Well, no, it was not in the '70s. They weren't doing
Yeah, that
crack.
was like 80s,
That
man.
was before. Yeah, yeah, that's
That was
before
like
crack.
80s. Yeah.
Now, if you want, the if you're talking about cocaine, that's different. But let me say this: cocaine didn't break up families. That was a party drug back then. You know,
Even if it made them cool and calm
it's
and
it's
everybody's relaxed.
it's when crack came about, which started breaking up homes,
Mm.
which started making good neighborhoods bad and things of that nature. You know, but
But the lady said, the psychic, she said that some girl that's supposed to be coming out, she's gonna bring back the 70s.
well, she said like the style of fashion though. She didn't say that
But I'm hoping
necessarily.
it would, cause colors, like I said, colors better.
I do. I mean, I agree. I like colors, but I don't think it was.
Back in the 60s. Huh, you asked how it changed. Crap.
Since everyone communicated more and everyone knew. Yeah, I
The
agree with you,
neighbors,
Laws.
now
Everyone
people
knew.
don't communicate anymore.
I
Right.
agree.
Or they look at people crazy because they're communicating.
Bill Clinton. He probably is. He probably is. But yeah. I mean, not just the '70s, like all the way up to what? Maybe the I know when I was little, it was like that.
It was like,
We
what, cool?
we knew our neighbors. Like,
Yeah, when I grew up too.
you had neighborhood days. Like you would have a day for the neighborhood or whatever. Like,
Hmm.
you know, now it's just different.
Only place I know that still does that.
I don't even trust my neighbors.
Only place I know that still does that is C Street,
Nah,
which
you
is where
got. I mean, nah, cause when I
that
when
I
I
know of is what I'm saying. Cause I'm not DC
nah,
for real.
cause when I lived around over there off of Eastern Avenue, 52nd, they had their day.
Cool.
Um, Minnesota Avenue had their day. Um, so it was still places that had their day. It just you might not want to go there because something might happen. Exactly what I just said.
Oh, you said something
Desensitizing.
about all the modern day technology. Children don't even want to be outside no more.
Yeah, that's true.
Surprised my daughter do. She that's a whole nother subject. Anyway, phones probably. I'm not on the phone at a lot. Actually, I'm never on it during the day unless I need to call someone. And sometimes text if needed, but I don't like being on my phones for some reason. Exactly what I just said, but I'm on my phone sometimes. It's night though. Down south still do it. Never stop. Neighborhood day, food day, city day, nigga day, state day too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dang, you
Yeah.
knocked out
That's that's
one.
that's that's good. That they still because that those things um they give you a chance. If you don't know your neighbors, give you a chance to you know have those certain type of functions where you can meet your neighbors and things of that nature. You say, y'all hit me up on IG, come love up on my
Okay.
page. I'm laying down, but I'll definitely be back.
All right.
No
Thank
doubt, we'll do
you.
that.
Thank you for stopping
We
by.
appreciate you coming by, and we most certainly will. Matter of fact, are you going live tomorrow, or you just doing a video?
Should have gone live.
Oh, you going live?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I think should live. Raw honesty. I like that name though, for real.
Hmm.
At first, I wasn't looking at it. I was like, oh, raw honesty. I'm thinking honesty, like the
Like
honesty.
honesty, yeah. Just a
And
different
then,
way of spelling it, right?
but
Raw
she,
honesty, right? But just breaking
yeah,
it
but
down,
I understand.
honesty.
This little bit of keep coming back up every time. Anyway, whatever. Ouch. Yeah, raw honesty.
Hmm.
So,
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you coming by. Um, Also for those who haven't, we don't ask for you to sub or anything of that nature. All we ask is that you please hit that thumbs up. If you could do that, we greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so, okay, he said, I hate to say this, but I would love for a random EMP to go off in the United States just to see how wicked it would get out here. That'll be an eye opener for the sheeple. And something like that will really, hopefully, you would think that something like that will bring everybody together.
yeah.
But who knows? You know, who knows?
What's the name? Electromagnetic pulse, like a something that'll like cut
All
all the
electronics,
electronics off.
and
No internet.
not just cut it off like it's dead.
Oh yeah. No internet, no phone, nothing.
That like you won't have to worry about that working.
Right.
Anything electronic. We probably
And you better not have an electric
basically
car.
being like a modern day Stone Age, man, without
Right.
electronics. You know how many people be just dead in the water?
You heard about the two girls killing their mother because she took their phones away from them
No, I didn't. You know, I
for
don't watch
punishment.
mainstream
I
media.
was watching Mission on Facebook.
So, oh yeah,
So I saw electricity.
people will help each other just like back in the middle. Well, we would hope. In
Yeah.
theory, we would hope, Lars.
But it's still
But
some
you
selfish
have.
people out
Let's
there.
be honest. You have a lot of ignorant people, man, who think
Ignorant and
about
selfish.
self
Right.
and not helping people. So we don't know. We don't know. You would hope that would be the case, but we don't know, Lars.
Yeah, like working together, like the what you call it, like a community effort.
Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't know if that would happen because some people feel like every man for themselves or every woman for themselves, and that might be how it goes.
Right. Some people probably won't know how to handle it because they live off of electronics.
I
The
know a
lazy.
lot of people won't know how to
Yeah.
handle it.
Yeah.
We all live, and look, let's be honest, right? You know, I love electronics just like the I love technology. Let me say that, right? Even when I don't have my technology, I'm like, man, I feel naked. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be honest, but would I be able to survive? I've been periodically just winging myself off of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so I can get used to not having or not depending on electronics,
Yeah.
just in case something happens and we can't use it.
He said, but how would I survive since I do heroin? I die, to be honest. They're supposed to do just stop it.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't
You
think like
wouldn't.
that.
Yeah,
See,
you
you
can't.
know what? See, you're putting
Yeah.
negative thoughts into the atmosphere.
Yeah, you
Okay,
thinking that is gonna make it, like, not
you
saying it's gonna make it happen,
you
but
can't think like
yeah, you
that
can't. You just can't think like that. Like, you could think like you can get over this. Basically, you just eat your herbs, your
because
vegetables, fruits.
you know if depending on your will to survive,
Yeah,
if
that's
you
it.
have to let go of drugs, guess what you're gonna do?
You gonna do it?
You're gonna do it because having drugs is not more important than surviving.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, wean
just
yourself off now, cause it might. We don't know how it's gonna go
just
with the
just
rate Trump going right now.
just keep that in mind, man. Humans have an amazing knack to survive. That's one thing we have. Okay, never put drugs over your life.
Right.
It
That's
ain't
for
that
sure.
important.
How do you do heroin and still can focus enough to keep up with the conversation and be responding as good as you do? That's amazing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And a lot of this stuff, man, really it's your mind, man. Once you let it take over your mind, then you're done. You have to make sure that whatever we do, because we all have vices,
Yeah.
okay? You have to make sure that the vices don't control you to a point where you just feel like you can't live without it. You know what I mean? Because he said, I'm not
I,
hearing now.
I
I
wouldn't be
wouldn't be
on
on his
this
live.
live if I
Oh,
were.
okay. Got you. You know, I mean, we all got vices. We just got to make sure that these vices don't control us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to
That's
a
what
point
you.
like
Yeah,
if we
that's
don't
what you
have
gotta
it,
tell
like we
yourself. It don't control you.
right.
It don't control you. Oops, sorry, baby.
Hmm.
You tell yourself that, and that's the start of it.
So you tell yourself you would live if you didn't
Yeah.
have heroin.
That's like being programmed
Don't
into
say
this.
you would die.
Yeah, that's like being programmed, mind control. Like you say, you controlled or
Right. But
something to that extent, and you're gonna stay
right.
in mind
So
control.
you're telling him like to reprogram
Yeah,
himself.
reprogram yourself, reset
Okay.
yourself.
Right. Okay. I got you. I got
And that's what you gotta
you. He
do. That's
said,
the
would I
start
have
of
to
it all.
go through the withdrawals? But regardless of what you got to go through,
Yeah,
Lars,
eventually you're gonna have to get through.
your
If you
instinct,
if you really want to do that, you
if your
eventually gonna have to.
if your instinct to survive is greater than your need to have this, so you won't have withdrawals, guess what? You're going to survive.
Is that your main reason why you haven't stopped? Like, you're afraid of the withdrawals?
I could understand that.
Yeah, because it
They say
does
it's
look.
very painful,
Yeah, I
man.
heard
Like
it
it's
does.
but I mean, you got to do what you have to do. If your
Yeah.
will to survive is stronger than that need, that's an easy choice.
And you're young. I really would hope.
He
I
said, not
really
really,
would
but
hope.
kind of. My
My friend
friend
does
is a
it
two.
too. Q, what's the name?
Oh,
Oh, Val.
there's a two
Okay.
though. Okay.
Yeah.
Black,
Hey,
black.
Grand Rising. Oh, Great Rising. Sorry. Yeah,
Good to see
because
you.
it's not morning. But.
Well, let me get my note. Ah.
Yeah, it's always a good day.
Black, black. Good to have you here, brother.
Yeah.
Good to have you here.
Black. Oh, Lars wasn't on when Black was on. No, he had just missed it. Lars Black is a motivational speaker ish.
Well, he has a lot of knowledge about spirituality, a lot of things that we love talking about. See, there
Mhm.
it is. It's a great raising reflection.
Namaste, Black.
Namaste, black, black.
Mhm.
Of course, you know. He's actually been to the pyramids in Egypt.
Mhm.
Um,
His cousin went on in the pyramid.
right. His cousin went in. Which one
That
was it?
story
Giza, right?
alone. No, I don't think it was Giza. I think
Was
he
it
said
Giza?
Giza's the one restricted.
That doesn't mean that still people still don't go in it.
I don't know. Did he go in Giza? I said Giza. I'm still thinking Great Rising.
And should get very in tune.
I'm back. What did I miss? We wasn't really talking about much. We were just trying to help Lars in a sense with his addiction.
No, not really. I
Well,
mean,
not yeah, not help him.
just
Trying to
telling him his will,
yeah,
his
yeah,
if your will is stronger than your need to uh have this drug or whatever, you're gonna overcome it. You know, they say to be a great teacher, you first have to be a great. Exactly, you're right. You're right, and you can learn from anybody, young or
yeah.
old. It don't
Right.
matter about the age.
Giza. Oh, it was a Giza.
I told
Okay.
you it was Giza.
Oh, I thought you said it was restricted. Okay.
See, I remember. I
That's cool.
remember.
That's cool. You was right.
Yes, I
You
remember.
was right. Let me go get your cookie, boo.
but
Let me go get your cookie. What you want? Chocolate chip? Oatmeal? What?
mm, I like oatmeal.
Okay then.
I like
I
oatmeal.
don't want no problems. I'm gonna
Um,
go put him down.
black. Yesterday. Well, actually, yesterday and the day before, right? We've been seeing this. He said they want some chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip, yes.
Um, we've been seeing this pretty bright, and we know it's not a star. It's huge, and it's been dropping down lower and lower, right?
I think it's a spaceship or a
Um,
crystal being or something. I don't know.
right. But I feel like 2019. This is just my feeling, right? I feel like 2019 is gonna be the year, and I'm saying it now, people. I feel like 2019 is gonna be the year where aliens just come and show themselves.
Oatmeal's my
Yes,
favorite.
oatmeal is my favorite too.
I love chocolate chip.
I like oatmeal. I actually could put some craisins in it too, and it's just. Whew. But
Well,
anyway,
that's what they got. What's the other ones? Macadamia crazy. I don't know. Anyway.
they said a light or maybe I can't see the head.
What you trying to say? My head big or something?
It tries to imitate a star, right? But you constantly see it changing colors, um constantly moving at a very fast rate. Almost looks like it's constantly morphing in between who knows what, but constantly changing shapes and stuff because it's just moving so fast, right? Um, and it's been dropping lower and lower, and it's huge. It's like very noticeable. I don't know why people don't notice it. And it doesn't matter if they spray the sky with chemtrails or not. It's still you still see it. You will still see it. That's how bright this thing is. Go see mommy. Go see mommy. Hey, baby, baby, baby. You cannot. Your brother is right there, boy. Gee whiz. But anyway, he said yes, sir. Yeah, you really didn't see your brother right there. Come on, man. Black. Are you familiar with Black? He done came and jumped on me, all on his brother. Yeah. Let's see. What should I say? B2. You familiar with the black hole traveling through space, making 2 points shorter in a smaller amount of time? Just they said, I choose a good oatmeal raisin cookie. Yes. Yes. Any day. I agree with you. I agree with you, Louis.
What y'all was
Any
talking
day.
about? Did I miss something? With these
Well,
cookies.
Dirty Sprite was asking some questions to Black. You grab one of them, please, because I can't.
Hey, come here, boy.
I
Come here,
can't get
baby.
both of them. Yeah, just take one of them. Just take a little more. Take a little more. All right, all right, all right. He said yes. How do you ask? I feel like, listen, people. I feel like 2019 is the year that they're gonna come down and show themselves. I'm telling y'all, I don't know why I just got this feeling, but I feel like that's going to happen this
Okay, let me
year.
stop. Let me stop.
I mean, I feel like people need to know the truth, though.
Okay, yeah, shall
You
we?
know, there's so much disinformation out here, misinformation. Excuse me, misinformation that is ridiculous.
Can you just drink it? I know you want it. Hmm. You so mad you don't want it. Okay. Listen. Oh.
Still at time zones too. Lord said, I'll be right back. Okay, Laws. You said not familiar with the term. Can you explain? Gosh, I was reading something else today that was pretty interesting. Wish I could find. I don't remember what it was though. Zero something. It has something to do with them figuring out how to time travel.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
What do you think about time traveling anyway, Black Black?
What was it
You
I
should
was looking
chill.
at,
Well,
man?
you should chill. You should chill. You should chill. Yeah.
I can't remember what search engine I was on.
For what?
I was looking up something dealing with time travel because I've been kind of winging myself off of Google, going on different search engines because
I
Google
kind of have, and I still been kind of
Google doesn't
Google.
show you everything that you.
So, stellar time is like on Earth. Our time is a thing, but in another universe, our galaxy is different. So where it's only an hour going by then. Yeah, decades of years, right? Yeah, well, yes. I have heard of the concept from a hoodoo doctor before, but yes, from a hoodoo doctor. Boy, big booger.
Oh my goodness. Ugh.
Booger. Mm, mm. Yeah, I've heard of stellar time too. I think of it.
Gosh, I can't find what it's called. Zero something.
Zero gravity. It's like, oh,
No, it's not zero
I
gravity.
kid, I kid. I kid.
Giza, the secret beneath the sand. Hmm.
I believe it is true. It is true in my reality. Nothing is impossible. Everything is not meant to be understood. Right. I feel like that with um, the whole present,
Zero hedge. That's what it's called.
the present, past, and future thing all happening at one time. Unexplainable.
Zero
But what I don't, I guess it's the whole, I don't know, the whole
hedge. It's just a
everything is
blunt.
not to be understood. Yeah, yeah. He has one and I have one.
Blunt.
He said, "Is that a baby head?"
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time happening all at one time. It's like, well, it was what the man usually said, like how would the if the present, past, and future all happen at one time, then when does the present become the future for the past? And the past, how could the past be the past on top of that? I mean, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? And I guess it's because it's not time, so maybe it's like just different dimensions, different happenings at different times, but at the same time, I don't know. Topic for tonight. Buck said, "What's the topic for tonight?"
Um. Well, we kind of talked. We kind of talked about China, um, Google, um, Amazon, and Apple, and I'm just we were kind of talking more about what was going on with Trump. After he made his speeches and whatnot. I posted a few articles, um, like I said, about also about China spying on the United States through electronics with microchips, implanted into our electronics. So those were the topics that we talked about tonight. I had some other topics, but I didn't really get on any other topics. I had some on alchemy and the Philosopher's Stone. I'll probably touch on that on another time. I need to read it. I need to read that
Yeah,
article
that
some
should be
more.
fun.
Because I've been fascinated with that as well. Just based off of the anime, um, um, uh, Full Metal Alchemy, which is a classic for anybody who watches alchemy. Anime. Excuse me. Um, also have some things on metaphysics. Got a few good things, man. Got a few, got a few things, man. But today, I was just talking about, what I just stated, like Google and China and the big tech corporations. You know, everything runs concurrent.
Yeah, we
Okay.
was also talking a little bit about Trump and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we did talk about Trump. I did say that his speech
Oh, yeah.
and how he kind of, he showed weakness to me because for me to really think that he was gonna get a different response, as far as getting the wall funded by the Democrats, and he didn't. And we were also saying that we think that some Republicans who back him 100% were pissed off with him because he did not call a national emergency. So, that's pretty much what we talked about today. Um, I'm thinking about talking about the. Also, I do have another one. I'm gonna talk about some prepping, different prepping ideas as well.
Yeah.
Um, I might do that tomorrow as well. I don't know. You know, I got a few good ones though.
We coexist in a running simultaneously for the past, present, future. Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying, like, how, like,
Oh, because we're multidimensional beings.
yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Because we're multidimensional beings. It's kind of when he said when Black said everything ain't meant to be understood,
Mm.
because it's like, because I always wonder, like, so where do the past, how does the past happen for the present and the future happen for the present? I mean, how, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Hmm. I don't know, man. Who knows? I mean, it's so many interesting things, man, that boggle the mind as far as information that we get that we don't understand.
Well, no, we talked a little bit about doomsday prepping in one of our. I don't
Yeah,
think
we
you were.
did.
Yeah, I don't
We
think you were
did.
there, but
No,
we
we
talked
did.
about doomsday prepping
No,
in one of our lives.
no, we talked about that. But
Yeah,
Dirty Sprite, I
but
think
that one
you're
was more
good.
so.
I don't think that's something you need to.
Yeah, that one was more for. Oh, he's here driving, but okay. Yeah, I think that was more for like, what would you take,
Right.
though? Peace.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh, yeah, I think we said, well, what would you,
Yeah,
what would
what
you,
would be important
if you
for
had to
you to
pick
take?
one thing, what
Right.
would you pick? Um, I was here, but not, but I was here, but cool.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that as well. Some interesting article which I don't know why I didn't think of. Some alternative ways to help prep as well, because everybody always talks about going to the store, but there's some other ways.
right.
And I might bring that article out tomorrow and talk about that. But like I say, it's so much going on, man. It's like, man, you got to be kind of prepared for everything
Right.
because you just don't know which one. I mean, is it going to be Civil War? Is it going to be an EMP? I mean, what? We don't know.
Right.
Or will it all happen simultaneously? We don't know. But I just, for me being out today, I just had an eerie feeling, man. Like the temperature just wasn't good, man.
That's
It
how I
just
felt the other
felt,
day. Remember, I was
it
like, it
just,
feel weird.
it just felt like at any given time, man, something could just set off and we could just be at war. I don't know why I feel like that.
No, remember I was like, when I was like the last full moon, I was like, it felt weird outside. Like it was like, it was too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I was in BJ's.
Oh,
No,
there's space shit.
I was in Costco's and it was extremely
Going
quiet. It
to
was
the
a lot of
store.
people in there though.
Won't get a lot of people hurt. Yeah, if that day actually comes, because everybody going to try it. Wait, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. A lot of people don't understand, and it's sad because, and then you got to think about it too, Dirty Sprite. The fact that you know you try to sit there and talk to your kids and talk to kids and try to get them to understand, you know, because a lot of people really don't get it. When you start talking those things, they look at you like, oh, here you go. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're one of those type. And it's like, no, you're a realist. You have to be prepared for situations because you don't know. Right now, it's not looking good.
Right. They
Our
said it.
economy is failing big time.
Judy Ann said, hope for the best. I mean, I'm sorry, Louis said, hope for the best, prepare for the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because I mean, and the way it is so bad that we don't even have to worry about a terrorist attack. That terrorist attack is gonna come from here.
Right.
All of this stuff is by design, man. It's all over a stupid power struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I knew, for Trump, I was like, they're not. I don't care what he says. Like we have the power, we have the upper hand, or whatever he says. They're not gonna just give it up, man. This system's been in place for way too long. You think you just gonna come in here and you're gonna change everything right here and right now? They're gonna make everybody suffer because we're all expendable, man. He said inside out destruction itself. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They'll blow this whole place. Man, they'll destroy this whole country before they give it to Trump, man. Are you kidding me? Before they let him make changes, man. You can't like it. Just it don't work that way, man. The powers that be have had a stronghold for so long. They're not gonna let him come in here and
Right.
just think he gonna just start making changes. It don't work that way. You know that saying, "Over my dead body." I bet you that's how they feel.
Yeah, that's where the phrase come from. Yeah,
He
knows.
said, "I'm going underground or underwater. Y'all can have the land." Hey, some of us already went underground. Underwater, man. That's why we got mermaids, buddy. Fact, they used to walk on land.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the government started doing? Started using some type of sonar technology and killing them.
Assholes, like assholes. Like damn, we can't live in the water if we want to. Y'all really gotta have that much control.
But I'm not mad at you. Going underground is probably a great decision. That's where they gonna go. You know, that's why they got all them bunkers down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they drilled the
They'll
they
destroy this
drilled the.
planet.
I was heard
They,
they drilled the hole into the center of the earth
oh,
or something like
of
that.
course.
What did I say? I forgot what I said. Oh, about the mermaids.
Oh
Dang,
yeah, the
yeah,
mermaids.
we
Yeah,
can't do shit.
yeah, we can't, man. Like, and then on top of that, we're turning into a freaking communist country, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we just screwed on all phases, man.
Let's see if it got louder a little bit on the trip.
Yeah.
That's right. So, chocolate cruising.
They said they can't drill through the Earth's crust, though. I'm just saying, they gonna blow up. Think about it. A volcano is like a sore on the body.
Yeah, but we got um alien races and alien beings that live under the earth, in the crust and underneath the crust, in the core of the earth.
I mean, who knows? I believe that this world is nothing like what we understand, to be
Yeah,
honest. I mean, who knows? We got all types of portals and all types of things around this planet. I don't know. I don't know. Only thing I know
yeah.
is
You never know.
I don't know
You
anything.
never know what they done figured out. If they found a secret portal way through the volcano, the lava and all that
I
stuff.
bet you aliens probably laughing at us like, they think they figured it out. They really think they know
Yeah,
what's going on in this universe. And the more that we think
cause
we know,
either
we really
way,
don't know anything.
the poles is still, regardless, it's still a hole into the earth. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So like even if that's the entryway to where they drilled the holes after that, I don't know. You know, or maybe they just can stand the heat because they devils themselves.
Man,
So
who knows? I don't know. All I know is God bless America. Isn't that what they say? They say God bless America, man. I don't know what to say anymore.
yeah,
I don't know what to say anymore other than, dang, do I really want to be in America?
right. I know. I don't. I want to go. I want to go get away from all of it. Any government.
I'm just being honest, man. I don't know.
I wonder what his. Because I didn't. Hey, La Large, who's back?
What's up, Lars?
Because I ain't giving no water and lemon yet. I think my little tummy. Oop, little tummy is just.
Oh, wow. Good job, bro. Good job, bro.
Yeah.
Good freaking job. Right, exactly. Exactly.
But no, you really can't see nothing though at the same time.
Good job. Look, you know we on YouTube, right? You know they censor everything.
You
They're
can't
gonna
really see nothing.
they be done banned us for what? What is it? 30 days?
My child is eating.
30 days. We're gonna be just like China. Watch what I tell you. We ain't gonna have no freedom. If you breathe wrong, you going to jail or we gonna
I
shoot
think
you.
it's only bad when the actual part is just showing.
Okay.
That's why I don't get why people make a big deal about it.
Shoot. I know when I go to one of my stops, man, they do it right out in the open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's natural and some like the way I see it.
I saw. I was like, wow. Oh, okay.
And that it's like yeah,
Gotta
it's
go to work.
uncomfortable sometimes because you got pervs, but
Gotta go to work.
that's it's like at the same time it's like it's natural. Like they eating. Like when people say, "Oh, would you take your food your tray of food and take it in the bathroom and eat it?"
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Yeah, I would.
No, you would not.
Yeah, I would.
Not in no public bathroom in that.
You mean would I eat while I'm on the toilet?
You wouldn't take your tray in the public bathroom just to eat.
All
Not
right.
because you gotta use the bathroom, because
Why
you
wouldn't I
wouldn't
eat
take your
while
tray.
I'm on the toilet? It's mine.
No, not because you gotta use the bathroom and you want to eat. Because you want to eat, you go to the toilet and sit down. But that's all. I think it only affects pervs because what pervs would say. Like, remember I told you when I was on 4800 and the police officer was like telling the girl they got into a whole big squirrel about her doing that. I think it's only bad when the actual nipple's showing. Actually, in my opinion. Because it's natural. Like dogs eat, breastfeed.
I'm just saying. I'm
Out
just
in public,
saying.
is
I'm
it?
just saying.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
You know, YouTube is YouTube.
It's people on here with their bikini showing with half of everything out.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. You know, I don't watch that type of stuff anyway, so
I
I'm
don't
good.
either, but I'm saying it be there.
I'm good.
It be there. That person's watching that type of stuff.
Encouraging my
Minor drug
encourage.
usage.
Oh man. Hmm.
I don't even know how that happened. What the heck?
The aliens did it.
Probably did.
And then hold up, what else did Trump say, man? He said something else. He's not sure about the whole chemtrails thing. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Now I didn't hear him physically say it. I saw a report. But my whole thing is, what do you mean? Everybody can see his chemtrails being spread. What are you talking about, dude? Maybe where he lived,
He said, "What about the?"
right? Exactly.
He said, "What? What did he trust?"
I saw a report where he said, where I guess somebody, a reporter or something, asked him about the chemtrails, and he was like, he said something. Dang, I forgot what I just said. He said something about there's no, he doesn't know if there's any chemtrail or something to that nature, and I'm like, what?
What?
Everybody can see it's chemtrails being sprayed.
Half of the stuff he say sounds like "shut up." That's what. That's how I feel when I hear it out. Sometimes I don't even know. I'm just
I
like, "Shut
wonder.
up."
That's probably why they be standing so close to him because they probably be getting him out. Like,
Like,
look,
dude, stop.
don't,
You
don't,
sound dumb. Don't say that.
Be careful what you say. Don't say too much.
Remember the I don't know what about remember the speech he was like, I don't think
They probably be
that we
tugging
should
on
have
his little.
babies. He was saying something about having babies. I forgot what he said. Something like people should go to jail for. I forgot what it was. It was something about having kids and people should just have kids. So I forgot what it was. I gotta look for it.
He said
It
people
was
should just
some,
have kids.
no, it was something stupid about having kids. Like it was like what?
Hmm.
I think he was saying that we're wrong for having kids. I don't know. I forgot. I gotta
Man,
look
I
it
would
up.
hope he ain't saying because he got grandkids or
Yeah,
something
it's something stupid, something real
or something
stupid
like
he
that.
said
Or he
about
got I don't know.
because
Who knows?
I think he said it's wrong for people to have kids and
I
not.
don't really pay too much
I
attention to.
forgot what the hell he said. It was something so stupid. I was like, what? So how people supposed to have kids? It was something stupid. I
Law
forgot
said
what
I
it was.
feel bad for his children.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. I think his children are living very well,
yeah, but
very
no,
very well.
they probably be getting all the.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure, man. Them Republicans kind of stay real close to Trump, and probably kind of tug on his sports jacket or his coattail. Like, hey, look, don't say too much, cause you know Trump, he liable to say anything, man.
You know,
For
Trumpy
real,
guy. Yeah.
make America great again.
I wonder what that mean.
How long y'all gonna be on live? Actually, probably not that much longer,
Yeah,
man.
because I'm already down.
Cause I gotta get to work.
I was about to say tomorrow. It's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we will be on live tomorrow. Well, today for our time. Um, and we'll have some different topics. I kind of just wanted to get all the Google and stuff out the way. I wanted to get that stuff out of the way so I can move on to some different topics. So, like tomorrow night. Yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, ish. Yes, just kind of ish. Oh, daddy.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, what, daddy?
Yes. So,
Uh-oh. Stop,
we
crazy.
appreciate
Why
everybody
did you do
coming here.
that?
We love you all. Remember, we're all one. The human race. It's always peace, love, and blessings. And stay safe. It's a lot of strange going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dirty Sprite. We'll see you. All right, Lars. Goodbye. Good night. All the good stuff.
Yeah, he's starting to anyway.
And much love,
To you
much
too.
love, Louis.
To
You and Julianne.
yeah, both of you guys.
Always a pleasure.
You don't want me, sir.
And good night to everybody. Black
Nighty,
Black.
night,
Good
night.
night to you too if you're still on.
Yeah.
Um, good night, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.